Welcome to Seneca Lady Indians Softball on KNEO 91.7 FM with live audio and video online at kneo.org. This broadcast is a sporting outreach of the KNEO Sports Network. You're listening to the official pregame show of the Seneca Lady Indians. Now let's go to the game site for all the action.
It's a beautiful day for softball here in the four-state area as we get set for the final regular season game of the year for the Seneca Lady Indians, and it's the final Big 8 game of the year between the Monett Lady Cubs and the Seneca Lady Indians. Monett comes in with an 8-16 record overall, 3-6 in Big 8 play. Seneca comes in with an 8-12 record, 3-6 in Big 8 play. Your countdown to first pitch sponsors People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy. It's kind of an interesting matchup here this afternoon. This is the second time that these two teams have matched up, as Monett won a rain-soaked game about 2 weeks ago. 7-1 was the final score on a Wednesday afternoon. Talking to assistant coach Susan Beville after that game, she talked about how it was raining the whole time, and it was a light, steady rain, and she thinks that obviously Monett able to hit the ball, but she thinks that had something to do with what happened there that day. Interestingly enough, these two teams will meet in a little bit less than a week's time as they open up the Class 3 District 6 quarterfinals on that Wednesday night. That is next Wednesday night. They have the final game of the day. Seneca is the 4 seed and Monett the 5 seed. That game set to kick off at 6 o'clock on next Wednesday night. We'll have that broadcast for you from Cassville, Missouri, and that will be an audio-only broadcast. Due to MSHA rules, there will be no video provided. Take a time out, come back, start to preview the matchup after this on the KNEO and Seneca Indian Sports Network.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. No matter how talented a basketball player might be, they will never win a championship without help. If they try to accomplish the task alone with their limited ability, they can only go so far. As followers of Jesus, we also can get caught up in trying to be self-sufficient. Even if we're working for the Lord, we can start leaning towards self-reliance. Paul gives us a good reminder about self-sufficiency when he writes in 2 Corinthians 3, 4, and 5, "Such is the confidence that we have through Christ toward God. Not that we are sufficient in ourselves to claim anything as coming from us, but our sufficiency is from God." In John 15:5, Jesus says, "I am the vine, you are the branches. The one who remains in me and I in him bears much fruit, for apart from me, you can do nothing." Today, let's get rid of our self-reliance and confess our need for God in all that we do. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
And we welcome you back. Is still about 15 minutes away from first pitch here in Seneca. And what is the regular season finale for the Seneca Lady Indians? Monett still has one game left on their docket after today. They play on Monday at Hillcrest to end their regular season. Seneca 8-12 overall, 3-6 in Big 8 play. And both these teams are kind of going different directions here, as the Lady Indians come in on a 3-game winning streak. They beat Aurora 3-0, Branson 2-1, and Nevada 11-0. And that is after falling only to Cassville by a final score of 3-0 in a game where they got one hit. But Abby Jamrose had 15 strikeouts on the afternoon. So it was a good day for them. If they want to win a district, they'll have to find a way to beat Cassville and or Logan Rogersville at some point. If they win that first game against Monett, they would have to face the 1 seed, Logan Rogersville. Monett comes in 8-16 overall, 3-2, 3-6 in Big 8 play, and they have lost 4 straight as they fell to Cassville 5-3, Webb City 3-0, and then lost a doubleheader to McDonald County on Tuesday afternoon, losing 7-0. And 12-2 in a varsity doubleheader on Tuesday afternoon. Interesting note, down in McDonald County this afternoon, Cassville and McDonald County play for that Big 8 title. A win for Cassville gives them an outright Big 8 title. A win for McDonald County would mean that the two teams would split the Big 8 title. You look at these two teams, Seneca 8-12 overall. They are 1-7 at home, so looking to have another home win here this afternoon. Monett 2-5 on the road. Seneca averages 3.6 points or runs a game while giving up about 5. Monett averages about 4.5 while giving up 3. You look at this Seneca team against Monett. They have not beaten this Monett team in 3 years. It was 2022 the last time this Seneca team beat Monett. They beat them on the road 7-3, and since then they have lost 4 straight to this Monett team. Take another time out. When we come back, we'll get you the starting lineups after this. Your countdown to first pitch sponsor, People's Bank of Seneca and Prater's Pharmacy.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District, tradition, pride, class.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options including church and graveside services. They also have pre-arranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
And we welcome you back as we get set for action here between Seneca and Monett here this afternoon in the final regular season game of 2025. Hard to believe we are ready at this point. Monett comes in 8-16 overall, 3-6 in Big 8 play. Your starting lineups here today, sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Leading off is the catcher, number 5, Emma Velton. Batting second and doing the pitching, number 1, Kylie Wilson. Batting third and playing shortstop, number 14, Brylan Doss. Batting cleanup and playing third base, number 26, Camila Rodriguez. Batting fifth and playing first base, number 7, Gianna Kavnar. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 2, Kenzie Waterman. Batting seventh and playing right field, number 3, Olivia Ernest. Batting eighth and playing left field, number 8, Camila Robles. And batting ninth, this is a designated player, number 21, Taylor Bryan. Their flex player is their second baseman, number 12, Milia Villa. Now the starting lineup for the Seneca Lady Indians, they come in at 8-12 overall, also 3-6 in Big 8 play. Leading off is the first baseman, number 26, Abby Jamros. Batting second and playing shortstop, number 25, Courtney Hancock. Batting third and playing left field, number 11, Josie Andrews. Batting cleanup and doing the pitching, number 15, Kinley Sommer. Batting fifth and doing the catching, number 10, Rayleigh Davis. Batting sixth and playing center field, number 1, Olivia Wade. Batting seventh and playing second base, number 5, Jolie King. Batting eighth and playing third base, number 22, Ava Berry. And batting ninth and playing right field, number 3, Adamari Rodriguez. Lady Cubs are coached by Keisha George, assisted by Sean Trent. Lady Indians coached by Cassidy Barclay, and she is assisted by Susan Beville. Take another timeout. When we come back, start of the broadcast or start of the game after this on the KNEO Sports Network.
Lions Forward is more than a campaign. It's our commitment to the future. Through private giving, we're expanding educational opportunities in Joplin and the 4-state area, strengthening programs, and investing in our students. Many MSSU graduates choose to stay in our region, becoming the healthcare professionals, educators, and business leaders who keep our community strong.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, your family boating headquarters.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
Forbes asked and the people answered. Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is one of America's best insurance companies. Forbes recognizes what our customers have known for generations. We are committed to protecting families and the lives they built. For auto, home, life, and business protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
And we welcome you back as Seneca and Monett get set for action here this afternoon. It is an interesting matchup, like we said, due to the fact that they end the regular season here and then they start the districts next Wednesday night. Class 3, District 6 is pretty wide open. Logan Rogersville is going to be the 1 seed. They actually will play the winner of that Seneca-Monett game on Thursday afternoon. Cassville, Nevada are at 4 o'clock in the start of that quarterfinal. Then Aurora is the 3 seed, and they face the 6 seed Clinton at 2 o'clock. All those games are at Cassville High School. Those 2 winners will face off at 6 o'clock on a Thursday afternoon, and then the championship game is on Monday, October 20th at 6 p.m. It is Cancer Awareness Day here in Seneca, and that's what you see on your screen. One of the cancer awareness survivors for the Lady Indians is going to throw out a first pitch.
Thank you. We're especially honored to have a very special guest with us tonight, Bailey Hayes.
As Bailey Hayes is going to be the one throwing out the first pitch here this afternoon for the Lady Indians. So
Bailey is now a survivor and has been cancer-free for 14 years. Please join us in congratulating Bailey on her incredible journey and strength. She will now throw out tonight's ceremonial first pitch.
She will throw out a ceremonial first pitch here this afternoon.
Thank you, Bailey. Together, we play for something bigger than the game. Go Indians!
Lady Indians, I'll congratulate her. Obviously, that is a very big achievement, being 14 years cancer-free. So congratulations to Bailey on that accomplishment. We'll take a time out once again. When we come back, when we come back, we get you the start of the game here on the KNEO Sports Network.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is
Southwest Missouri Bank, we can do that.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the 4-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
Hello, I'm Josh Dotson, a member of the Hollow Springs Church of Christ in Seneca, Missouri. I'm going to talk to you a moment about loneliness. It is a very deep ache that reaches down to the soul, but the Bible reminds us that we are truly never alone. From the beginning, God has told us that it is not good for man to be alone. And as a matter of fact, He shows us His intention is to have a relationship with Him and a relationship with others. That helps us to not be alone in this life. However, we still go through loneliness. Psalms chapter 34, verse 18 says, "The Lord is close to the brokenhearted, and He saves those who are crushed in the spirit." Jesus Himself, though, we understand, experienced loneliness in the Garden of Gethsemane. Remember, He was abandoned. And remember, He was also forsaken at the cross. So Jesus can deeply feel our pain. He understands the loneliness. But through Him, we are offered not only that comfort, but we're also offered a community, the body of Christ. So when we feel forgotten, when we feel that everything has come crushing down and we are lonely, remember God has told us in Hebrews chapter 13, verse 8, "I will never leave you and I will never forsake you." So let us hold on to the truth that in Christ Jesus, loneliness may visit, but it never has to be the final word. For KNEO Radio, I'm Josh Dotson.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while spending on overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a faith-based alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to insurance and join CHM today.
And we welcome you back as we get set for action here between Monett and Seneca. Once again, starting lineup sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Emma Velton leads things off for Monett, followed by Kylie Wilson, Brylan Doss. The next three are Camila Rodriguez, Gianna Kavnar, and Kenzie Waterman. And the final three are Olivia Ernest, Camila Robles, and Taylor Bryan for the Monett Lady Cubs. They come in with the pink socks, white pants, white tops, purple and gold trim, and purple numbers. Seneca, the blue socks, red pants, gray tops, blue trim, and white numbers here this afternoon on what is a picture-perfect day in the four-state area. Maybe a little bit hotter than what some people want for this time of year, but it is 76 degrees and absolutely sunny skies here this afternoon. At some point, the shadows may creep in. You kind of see the shadows there on the screen. Those may become a factor as we get a little bit into the game, but right now, not a factor. For Seneca, they'll look like this in the field. Josie Andrews in left, Olivia Wade in center, and Adamari Rodriguez in right. Left to right in the infield, you have Ava Berry at third, Cordy Hancock at short, Jolie King at second, and Abby Jamrose at first, with Rayleigh Davis catching Kinley Sommer here this afternoon. I think Sommer got the start the first time these two teams played. Interesting to see if they're trying to, and everybody knows about Abby Jamrose, but try and hide Jamrose for district play next week as Emma Velton will get things started. 4:33, first pitch here from Seneca. So here comes the first pitch from Sommer. And that is over the heart of the plate, and the count is no balls and a strike. Velton, Wilson, and Doss, the three due up for the Lady Cubs. Seneca is starting to play their best baseball, or softball, I should say, at just the right time. 0-1 the count. That's swung on and missed, and the count becomes no balls and two strikes. These two teams kind of going opposite directions here. Seneca winners of 3 straight, Monett losers of 4 straight. Want to start playing your best softball right around this time of year, and Seneca seems to have something that started to click. 0-2 the count. Here comes the 0-2, and that's high and outside, trying to see if Velton would chase. And the count becomes 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count here on Velton. As here comes a 1-2 pitch from Sommer. That pitch is yanked foul down that right field line. Hits the concrete near the Monett dugout and goes out of play. 1-2 the count remains here on Emma Velton. And Sommer looking for the sign here from Davis. And calling time is Emma Velton. Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, ProLube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. So here comes another 1-2 pitch. That one is a check swing, swung on, and she falls out of the box. And so it's an easy put out there for Sommer. It's a 1-3 put out, and there's one down for Kylie Wilson. Kind of tripped on her own feet, did Velton. She did not mean to swing on the play, and then tripping on your way out of the box is going to make it easier for Sommer to not have to rush the throw. So here comes the first pitch to Wilson, and that hits the outside corner, and the count's 0-1. Sommer looking for the sign from Rayleigh Davis. Have to think she'll get the majority of the innings next year, as here comes an 0-1. Back up the middle, right to Sommer. Beautiful play. It's a 1-3 put up. And she has made both outs herself, and there's 2 down for Brylan Doss. That's the easiest way to make sure things go your way. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Prairie Top Chiropractic supporting the broadcast here this afternoon. So here comes the first pitch to Doss. And that's high and outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Seneca and Monett will get their district started on Wednesday night at 6 o'clock. That all depends on the previous 2 games before them, as Cassville and Nevada are at 4, the game right before them. Here comes the 1-0. That's swung on and missed, and the count's 1-1. Two outs here in the top of the first inning. Looking for a 1-2-3 inning is Kinley Sommer. So here comes the pitch, and that's a nubbed foul. Jambros has to go chase it. So they'll do the 2-strike pitch all over again. Counts 0-2. As here comes an 0-2 pitch once again. That pitch is outside, maybe high. Now the count's 1-2. It's not a bad place to miss if you're Sommer. 1-2 the count. 2 outs here in the top of the first inning. Just underway here in Seneca. Out 1-2 is blooped foul into the screen, so we'll do it all over again. As Doss doing a good job of keeping herself alive. Mid-America Specialty Markets, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, all sponsoring the broadcast. Class 3 District 6 tournament begins next Wednesday. 7-team tournament. 1-2 is spoiled foul into the screen once again. Aurora and Clinton get the stay started at 2 o'clock. Cassville and Nevada are the middle game at 4. And Seneca and Monett end the day at 6 o'clock. Winner of Seneca and Monett faces Rogan Rogersville at 4 o'clock on next Thursday. And then Cassville, Nevada, Aurora, Clinton winners play at 6 o'clock that night. Another 1-2, and man, Doss is doing an excellent job of fouling off pitches. She's fouled off 4 straight, and we'll see a 7th pitch of that bat. 1-2, the count remains here on Brylan Doss. So here comes another 1-2 pitch. That pitch is hit to the left side. Hancock knocks it down from her knees. What a stretch and what a play from Cordy Hancock. 3 ground outs, and that will end the inning for Monett. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. Half inning in the books. It's Monett, nothing, and Seneca coming up.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, Better Health, Better You.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Abby Jamrose will lead off the inning for the Lady Indians. Jamrose, Hancock, and Andrews are the 3 scheduled hitters for Seneca. Kinley Sommer, Rayleigh Davis, Olivia Wade are the next 3. Jolie King, Ava Berry, and Anamari Rodriguez are the final 3. Here comes the first pitch to Jamrose. Does that hit her or hit the bat? It hit her, and the runner is on. They tried to hit the inside corner, and now coach wants them to check and see if it hit the bat. Usually there's a different sound if it hits the bat compared to the ball. They're trying to hit that inside corner. Jamrose will be on as Cordy Hancock will come to the plate, trying to jam her on that inside corner. And Jamrose looks no worse for wear. So Hancock comes to the plate. Comes the first pitch. That ball is lifted in the air to center field. Center fielder able to move over and snag it for out number 1. Hard hit ball by Hancock, but it goes for a putout. Good job there by the center fielder, fighting the sun a little bit. There's 1 down for Josie Andrews. That was Kenzie Waterman in center field for Monett. Camilla Robles is in left, Waterman in center, Olivia Ernest in right for the Lady Cubs. Here comes the first pitch to Andrews. The ball goes to the backstop, and taking second is going to be Abby Jamrose on a wild pitch. And the count's 1-0 here on Andrews. Left to right in the infield for the Lady Cubs. Camila Rodriguez at third, Brylan Doss at short. At second base is Millie Villa, and at first base is Gianna Kavnar. As here comes the 1-0 to Andrews. Swings and misses, and the count is 1-1 strike. And Emma Velton is catching Kylie Wilson here this afternoon. 1-1 the count here. 1 out, Jamros on first base. At 1-1. Misses outside, and the count's 2-1. 2 balls and a strike here on Josie Andrews. So here comes the 2-1 pitch. And that one's fouled off at the plate. Count becomes 2-2. Oh, they're going to say catcher's interference, and she's going to be on. So 2 mistakes here for the Lady Cubs. I don't know if technically that's an error, but it's a mental error as Kinley Summer will come to the plate here for Seneca. First pitch to Summer is in there for a strike. Counts 0-1, so you have a hit by pitch and a catcher's interference that allows the base runners to reach. See if Seneca could take advantage. That pitch hits the outside corner, and the count quickly 0-2, and now you need to protect here with 2 strikes. As the 0-2 is low and in the dirt, good job by her to lay off. And according to Google, catcher's interference is an error. So we'll mark that down as an E2. That allows a runner to reach first. As that pitch is high and outside, and Summers worked it from 0-2 to 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Summer. As here comes the 2-2. That's high and outside. She's worked it from 0-2 to full at 3-2. Full count here on Kinley Summer. As here comes a 3-2 pitch. That's swung on and missed for strike 3. And there are 2 down now for Rayleigh Davis. So 2 outs here in the bottom of the first. See if she can produce here. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast. So here comes the first pitch to Davis. That pitch is loped but caught by the pitcher. A line out to the pitcher, and Seneca will strand 2. For Seneca, no runs, no hits. There was an error, and they strand 2. 1 in the books. There's no score.
Access Family Care serves all of your health care needs, from behavioral health to dental services to primary medical needs. AccessFamilyCare.org. Women's health, OBGYN services. AccessFamilyCare.org, with locations across Southwest Missouri. AccessFamilyCare.org. Quality, convenient health care. Access Family Care medical and dental clinics. Building relationships, providing great care.
KNEA would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. proud supporters of local school athletics.
Camila Rodriguez will open up the second inning for the Monett Lady Cubs. 4, 5, and 6 will come to the plate as Rodriguez, Kavnar, and Waterman are the three due up. Now, Summer had a good first inning. 2 groundouts to her, and then an excellent play at shortstop by Cordy Hancock for the final putout. So here comes the first pitch to Rodriguez, and that is outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Seneca had 2 runners on in their half of the first and couldn't score. So no score through 1. So we're in the top of the second. Comes the 1-0 pitch. That's low for a ball, and the count is 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes here on Rodriguez. As here comes the 2-0 pitch. That 2-0 is over for a strike, and the count is 2-1. 2 balls and 1 strike here on Rodriguez. As here comes a 2-1. That one is fouled off towards the Seneca dugout, and the count is 2-2. 2-2 the count. Nobody out here in the second. Rodriguez, Kavnar, and Waterman are the three due up. So here comes a 2-2 pitch from Kinley Summer. That pitch is popped up in the air. Davis can't quite get there. Did the smart thing of shedding the mask. Just couldn't quite find it in time. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank, and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. Rodriguez, Kavnar, and Waterman, the three due up for the Lady Cubs. Here comes another 2-2 offering from Summer. That pitch is hit on a hop. Nice play by Abby Jamrose. 2 beautiful web gems for the Lady Indians. You can see it here on the replay. She stabs it. And able to hang on is Abby Jamrose and tag the bag herself. And there's one down as Gianna Kavnar will come to the plate. So one down here for the Lady Cubs. As here comes the first pitch to her. That pitch is in there for a strike. The count's no balls and a strike. Other sponsors, 4State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, the Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Auto Springs Church of Christ. So here comes an 0-1. That one hits the outside corner, and the count quickly. It's no balls and 2 strikes. 0-2 the count here on Kavnar. As here comes an 0-2 pitch. That one is outside, so the count moves to 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1-2 the count here on Kavnar. So here comes a 1-2. That pitch is just outside, maybe low as well. And it moves to 2 balls and 2 strikes. Not sure which it was, outside or low or both. But the count becomes 2-2 So here comes a 2-2. That pitch is popped in there, a foul, and that's going to hit the screen. So count remains 2 balls and 2 strikes. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. Seneca football on the road tomorrow night, week 7 of the regular season, as the Indians travel to McDonald County. As here comes a 2-2 offering. That pitch is fouled off at the plate. Stays foul, so the count remains 2-2. Should be a good one tomorrow night. Seneca 6-0, Mack County 4-2. Senior night down in McDonald County it's also a Hall of Fame weekend for them, so you know there will be some extra motivation for the Mustangs. Seth Wilson, Darrell Hallball will join me for all the action tomorrow night. 6:15 pregame show, 7 o'clock. First pitch is at Paul, the spoiled foul. 3 straight foul balls here by Kavnar. And she's going to see an 8th pitch. Count remains 2-2. 1 out here in the top of the second. Comes a 2-2. That pitch is lofted in the air, but Cordy Hancock camps underneath it. And there's 2 down. As Kenzie Waterman will come to the plate.
Now batting for Monett, number 2, Kenzie Waterman.
So Waterman comes up with 2 outs here in the top of the second. As here comes the first pitch from Summer. And that hits the outside corner. The count's no balls and a strike. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC, an equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. She thought about bunting, and she went around, and the count becomes no balls and 2 strikes. So 2 outs and an 0-2 count here on Kenzie Waterman. Summer looking for a 1-2-3 top of the second. Here comes an 0-2. That pitch is low, maybe outside, and the count 1-2. Long look in by Kinley Summer. And here comes that 1-2 pitch. That one she swings and misses for strike 3. Now we'll end the inning. Nothing doing for Monett here in the second. 1.5 in the books. Still no score.
Missourians know we've got their back. For 75 years, they've turned to Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance for dependable, personalized life insurance coverage. That's 75 years protecting families and the lives they've built. For small-town values and big-time protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians! Hoddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Hoddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out HoddlespringsChurchofChrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Hoddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, "We want to go to heaven with you."
Seneca will send their 6, 7, and 8 hitters to the plate, as it will be Olivia Wade leading off, then Jolie King and Ava Berry. For the Lady Indians, anybody reaches, you get to the number 9 hitter, Adamari Rodriguez. Coach Cassidy Barclay still looking for a perfect lineup to try and get more runs. So here comes the first pitch to Wade from Wilson. She squares, it's bunted, and then it hits her in the box. Actually, it hits her out of the box. And so it is a put out on the play. And there is one down for Jolie King. That was a pretty good bunt, but I think, not sure if the catcher or the pitcher gets credit for that. But the runner is out because it's hit her outside the box as Jolie King will come to the plate here for Seneca. King and Berry due up for the Lady Indians. So that first pitch is swung on and missed. Counts no balls and a strike. So here comes the 0-1 from Wilson. That pitch hits the outside corner, and the count's 0-2, and now she needs to protect. Everyone at the Neosho Daily News wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. 0-2 the count. That pitch popped in the air, foul. So King does a good job to keep herself alive. Seneca had a hit by pitch and a catcher's interference call in the first, but they got stranded, so the count remains 0-2. And weren't able to score those 2 runs. So here comes another 0-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. Second out of the inning for the Lady Cubs, as Ava Berry will come to the plate here for Seneca. You're seeing different lineups here for Seneca. Just trying to produce runs at some point. So here comes the first pitch to Berry, and that's swung on and missed. And the count is no balls and a strike. Kylie Wilson has been pretty productive. It's not giving up a hit. Inning in 2/3. Hit by pitch and catcher's interference. So the 0-1 is fouled back to the backstop. The count becomes 0-2. After playing day games all year, Seneca and Monett will have a night contest next Wednesday evening, with the winners' season continuing to Thursday, and the losers, you're getting ready for basketball. 0-2 the count. Here comes an 0-2 pitch. She does a good job of getting a piece of fouling that one off. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. Both pitchers are being productive here this afternoon so far. So here comes another 0-2 pitch from Wilson. That pitch she spoils foul, so once again Berry gets a piece, keeps herself alive. Count remains no balls and 2 strikes. See if Berry can find a way to get herself on. And then you clear the bottom half of the lineup for the third. She does not offer. See if they're going to check, and she did not go. So the pitch is high. Counts 1-2. One and two the count here on Berry. Here comes a 1-2. and it hits the bat. So she keeps herself alive. Pitch was inside, but hits the bat. 3 foul balls here for Barry. She'll see a 7th pitch. As the catcher, Velton wants the signs relayed once again. I'm not sure if Barry called time or if Velton called time, because Velton's having a hard time seeing the signs from her coach. Count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. And that pitch is in there for strike 3, and that will end the inning. Nothing doing for Seneca here in the second. 2 in the books, no score.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
7-8-9 for the Lady Cubs here in the top of the third. Olivia Ernest will lead things off, then Camila Robles and Taylor Bryan. Anybody reaches, you get back to the top of the order as Summer fires in a strike. The count's 0-1. No hits through 2 innings for either team. Seneca has made a couple great plays in the field, one by Cordy Hancock and one by Abby Jamros. Comes an 0-1. Pitch hit on a hop to Barry. Waits for that second hop. And a nice throw over, and there is 1 down as Camila Robles will come to the plate. Actually, we have a pinch. Hold on a second. I think we have a pinch hitter here. Nevaeh Griffith.
Stepping up to the plate for the Monett Cubs, number 25, Nevaeh Griffith.
So Griffith will bat instead of Robles. We'll see if this is just an at bat or if she will go out to left field. As here comes the first pitch to her. That pitch is fired in there for a strike. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. 1 out here. There's been 4 or 5 putouts on the ground by Summer. So she's doing what she needs to do. That pitch is spoiled foul into the on-deck circle. And the count becomes 0-2. Jamros made a beautiful play at first. In the second, Cordy Hancock made a great play at shortstop in the first. Also have a pop out and a strikeout. 0-2 the count here on Griffith. Here comes an 0-2. That pitch is swung on and missed for strike 3. And there are 2 down as Taylor Bryan will come to the plate for the Lady Cubs. Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. Here comes the first pitch to Bryan. That pitch is low and outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. So here comes the 1-0 pitch from Summer. That pitch also low and outside, and the count's 2-0. Really want to go after the number 9 hitter. Don't want to get back to the top of the order until you get to the 4th inning. 2-0 the count here on Bryan. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Summer. Popped in the air in foul territory. Jamrose calling for it, and Jamrose will snag it for the final out of the inning. Nothing doing for Monett here in the 3rd. 2.5 in the books. No score.
I'm Bryce Johnson with this Unpacking It Sports and Faith Minute. One thing that all sports fans despise is an athlete who only gives bare minimum effort. We want to watch athletes who play with passion, not who look disengaged and disinterested. But what about in our own lives? Are we just doing the bare minimum at our jobs, in our marriage, with our kids, or in serving God? As followers of Jesus, we must stand out and set the tone of hope, peace, and joy when we interact with others. Our lives should be different as we represent Christ and give maximum effort. 1 Timothy 4:12 says, "Let no one despise you for your youth, but set the believers an example in speech, in conduct, in love, in faith, in purity." Rather than needing other people to set the tone for us, we should make it a priority to set the example for others with our attitude and effort. Today, let's set the tone and affect the culture around us. I'm Bryce Johnson, and you can unpack that. For more, go to unpackingit.com.
Locally owned, operated, and here for you. Check out the new face of the Neosho Daily News, covering Newton County, highlighting area residents, businesses, school news, sports, and more. Find us on Facebook at Neosho Daily News or call 417-451-1520. Go get 'em, Indians!
Adamari Rodriguez will open up the 3rd inning for Seneca. They will send their 9-1-2 hitters to the plate. Rodriguez, then you get back to the top of the order, and Abby Jamrose and Cordy Hancock. Jamrose got hit by a pitch. They were trying to jam her on that inside corner. Got hit on the very first pitch of the game. And then Cordy Hancock on the very next pitch flew out to center field. Those are the 3 scheduled hitters for the Lady Indians here in the bottom of the 3rd inning, as they are going to bring in the left fielder. So here comes the first pitch to Rodriguez. Trying to bunt her way on. It's bunted foul. Counts 0-1. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Prairie Top Chiropractic, all sponsoring the broadcast. 0-1 the count here. You'd love to try and push that down that first base line with how much that third baseman is creeping in. So here comes the 0-1. She squares. It's another bunt. Third baseman fields it and throws her out, but it's not a bad bunt by Rodriguez, having to make the third baseman make a throw. And there's one down for Abby Jamrose. One down, as everybody's going to back up basically to the, there is no warning track in softball, but if there was, that's where they would be backed up to. I tried to jam her that first time. That ball is up the middle, and it's lined right to the pitcher, and there are 2 down. Very quickly here in the 3rd is Cordy Hancock come to the plate for Seneca. Lately, Abby Jamrose has had a string of bad luck against Nevada. She finished 0 for 4, and she hit the ball hard all 4 times. Hancock flies one to left field. Left fielder going to go back, and it's over the fence. She crashes into the fence, and it is a solo home run for Cordy Hancock. You have to make sure that that left fielder is okay. And then you're going to have to pick up the pieces of the fence as well. It's a solo home run for Hancock, as it is the first run of the game, as crashing into that left field fence is Nevaeh Griffith. And now they're having to try and put the pieces of that fence together again. And I think you're also wanting to make sure, because Jamie Miller going out there for a second, making sure that the left fielder is okay as well, as Coach Barclay going to go out there. That was an excellent effort out there in left field by the left fielder there. Not sure if that was Robles in left or if that was the pinch hitter Griffith in left. And a solo home run for Cordy Hancock, and it's the first hit of the game for either team, as Seneca has themselves a 1-0 lead. It looked like it was an off-speed pitch, and she was able to get a hold of it and keep it in fair territory. As Josie Andrews will come to the plate for the Lady Indians. So still 1-2 down, but a run in for the Lady Indians. Those fences, obviously temporary fences when you're playing softball in a baseball field complex. So that first pitch is low for a ball, and the count's 1-0. It's a softball-baseball complex combined, so have to have those temporary fences. It's probably a good thing that that fence is temporary. Otherwise, that left fielder might have been hurting a little bit more running into it, as that pitch hits the outside corner, and the count's 1-1. One run in the inning for Seneca on a solo home run by Cordy Hancock. Here comes the 1-1, and that's high and outside. And the count's 2-1. Kinley Summer is on deck. She struck out. Andrews reached on a catcher's interference. As here comes a 2-1 pitch. That's inside, and the count is 3-1. And so here comes the 3-1, taking the entire way, and that's in there for a strike, and the count's 3 balls and 2 strikes. 3-2 the count. Here on Andrews, who now needs to swing away. Here comes a 3-2. And that is up high for ball 4. A 2-out walk and a 2-out base runner for the Lady Indians, as Kinley Summer will come to the plate.
Now up to bat for Seneca, number 15.
That one was very dangerous to take with 2 strikes and 2 outs, but able to take advantage. Now see if Seneca can take advantage, as Kinley Summer will come to the plate. Try and add on. That pitch is in the dirt. Andrews' late read on it, but able to read it and steal second base on the wild pitch. So now you have a runner in scoring position and a 1-0 count on Kinley Summer, where anybody a base hit would probably give you another run. So here comes the 1-0, and that's high. Counts 2-0. I think Summer had an 0-2 count on her the first time before she worked at fall and then struck out swinging. 2-0 the count here on Kinley Summer. Here comes the 2-0. Popped a mile high in the air. The shortstop is able to snag it just behind third base. And that will end the inning. For Seneca, 1 run, 1 hit. There were no errors, and they strand 1. 3 in the books. It's 1-0 Lady Indians.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Newmac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is newmac.com or 417-451-1515. Newmac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Emma Velton will lead off the inning here for the Lady Cubs. 1, 2, and 3 coming to the plate. Velton, Wilson, and Doss. The 3 due up here against Kinley Summer. So here comes the first pitch to Velton. That's high and outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Velton grounded out to Summer. Her first time up, she kind of fell coming out of the box there as well. So it made it an easy put out for Summer. Wilson also grounded out to Summer. And then Brylan Doss, that ball is laced up the middle for a single to start the inning for the Lady Cubs as they have their first base runner of the afternoon. As Kylie Wilson will come to the plate. Doss grounded out to Hancock at short, who made an excellent play at shortstop. Leadoff runner is on for the Lady Cubs, and see if they send them in motion. As here comes the first pitch to Wilson. That's high and outside. They are going to send the runner, and in safely at second base is Emma Velton. 1-0 the count here on Wilson. Mid-America Specialty Markets, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. So runner in scoring position here for the Lady Cubs. As here comes the 1-0. That pitch hits the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. And now Wilson's job here for the Lady Cubs is to hit a ball to that right side to let your runner advance to third. Have to think if it's hit to Hancock or Barry, you're not going anywhere. 1-1 the count here on Kylie Wilson. Here comes a 1-1. Popped in the air. Jamrose looking for it in foul territory, and she snags it for out number 1. That's about best case scenario here for Seneca. Brylan Doss will come to the plate. She grounded to shortstop her first time up, as Courtney Hancock made a diving play to keep that not a hit. So here comes the first pitch to Doss. That's high for a ball, and the count is 1-0. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 1-0 the count here on Doss. Rodriguez grounded to Jamrose at first, who had to make a stab play to keep that from being a base hit. So here comes the 1-0. She squares to bunt. It's bunted. It's a fair ball and staying everywhere, as it's an infield single for Doss. I think that's probably the smart play by Davis, as they weren't going to get the runner at first, as Jamrose and Barry went hard in too. As there's 1 out and runners on first and third for Camila Rodriguez. See if they try and get Doss into scoring position. As here comes the first pitch to Rodriguez. I don't think you bunt with your cleanup hitter, although I was kind of surprised they bunted, as going on the play is Doss. And so now a base hit would potentially give Monett a 2-1 lead. So runners at second and third for the Lady Cubs. You're looking for a strikeout here if you're Summer. As here comes the 1-0. That ball is dribbled down the third baseline, foul. And that makes it a 1-1 count. 1 ball and 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the fourth. Seneca scored 1 in their half of the third, and they're trying to keep Monett off the board here in the fourth. Here comes a 1-1. That pitch is hit to shortstop. Hancock keeps it in front of her. You have an out at first. It's a fielder's choice. The RBI does come in and score, but that is a nice play by Cordy Hancock to keep that ball in the infield. So 1 run comes in and scores for Monett as it's 1-1. As Gianna Kavnar will come to the plate. Go-ahead run now at third. That was a good job there by Hancock to make sure of an out. Here comes the first pitch to Kavnar. That pitch is high and outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast. So Monett has responded to Seneca's 1 run. If you're Seneca, you want to leave it at that 1. So here comes the 1-0 pitch from Summer. That pitch is in there for a strike. Hits the bottom part of the zone. And the count's 1-1. 2 outs here. Top 4. 2 base hits for the Lady Cubs. It's tied the game and have a runner at third. Here comes the 1-1 pitch to Kavnar. That pitch hits the inside corner. And the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. We are tied at 1. Go-ahead run sitting at third for the Lady Cubs. As here comes a 1-2 pitch from Summer. And that pitch is high and outside, and the count's 2-2. Didn't miss by much. You have to think, because Davis was set up inside and that pitch was outside. 4 State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, the Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, all sponsoring the broadcast. 2-2 the count here on Kavnar. Here comes that 2-2 offering. And that pitch is high and outside, and the count's full at 3-2. Kenzie Waterman is on deck. She struck out swinging her first time if Monett gets that far. As Kavnar worked it from 1-2 to a full count here at 3-2. So here comes the full count pitch. That pitch is yanked foul down the right field line. So the count will remain 3-2. Three balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs, top 4, 1 run in for the Lady Cubs. So they try and get that go-ahead run in from third base. Here comes another 3-2 offering. That ball yanked to Barry at third, fields it, throws to first in time, a 5-3 putout. And Seneca able to strand that go-ahead run at third. For Monett, 1 run, 2 hits, no errors, 1 left. 3.5 in the books. We're tied at 1.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, better health, better you.
Rayleigh Davis will lead off the fourth inning here for Seneca. Seneca got one run in their half of the third. Monett answered with one in the top of the fourth as Davis pops that one in there foul into the screen, and the count's 0-1. Davis, Wade, and King, the three due up here for the Lady Indians in the bottom of the fourth. As Wilson does not like that softball. So she may get the one that was the foul ball. She liked that one better. 0-1 the count here on Rayleigh Davis. As Cordy Hancock is responsible for the lone Seneca run. That ball is shot through the left side for a single for Rayleigh Davis. As the Lady Indians have the leadoff runner on for Seneca. As Olivia Wade will come to the plate. See if a bunt is in play here. That third baseman is creeping up like it is, Camila Rodriguez. Wade was put out. And we may have a courtesy runner here for Seneca. And if it is, I believe it's going to be Abigail Elliott, because she's the one that has a helmet on. So I think that is your courtesy runner there. I think it's Abigail Elliott, and it is. So Abigail Elliott is running for Rayleigh Davis. Olivia Wade will come to the plate.
And once again, up to bat for Seneca, number 1, Olivia Wade.
So Wade, see if she's trying to bunt. Or if they're just trying to straight steal. She squares the bunt and trying to protect her head there, bunts it foul. And the count's no balls and a strike. It's what you try and do when a team's trying to bunt, is throw it inside. 0-1 the count here on Wade. Comes the 0-1. That ball is bunted foul down the third baseline, and the count's 0-2. And so now need to protect with 2 strikes. See, I have a feeling the bunt is going to be off. 0-2 the count here on Wade. It's Wilson looking for a strikeout here. Swung on and missed for strike 3. There's one down. 4th strikeout of the game for Wilson as Jolie King will come to the plate. There is a big gap on that left side, and that's where Rayleigh Davis put it, but that third baseman is hugging the line, and the shortstop is playing normal position. So here comes the first pitch to King. That pitch is swung on and missed. Count 0-1. That third baseman is playing in, and you could rocket one by her pretty quickly. 0-1 the count here on King. King has proven that she does have home run distance. So that pitch hits the outside corner, and diving back to the bag is Abigail Elliott. And the count's 0-2 here on King, so needs to protect here with 2 strikes, and now the third baseman, Rodriguez, backs up. 0-2 the count. 1 out. Here comes the 0-2. That pitch is low for a ball, and the count becomes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Still only one out in the inning for Seneca. So that pitch is inside, and she works it from 0-2 to 2-2. Just trying to keep her way and fight her way on. 2-2 the count. Here comes a 2-2 to Jolie King. Popped up in the air. Shortstop goes back and snags it. And there are two gone here for Ava Berry. So Berry will come to the plate with two down. See if Seneca can find a way to take advantage here. There's Barry comes to the plate. See if they try and have Elliott steal. That ball is popped foul out of play. Actually, it hit the screen, and the count's 0-1. Two outs, runner on first. As here comes the 0-1 pitch. Swung on and missed as Wilson does a good job of hitting that outside corner. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. 0-2, and she got a piece of it to keep herself alive. Ticked it off the top of the zone. So the count remains 0-2. No balls and two strikes here on Ava Berry. And she swings and misses for strike three. That will end the inning for Seneca. No runs, one hit, no errors, one left, four in the books. We're tied at 1.
My name's Bob Hampton. I'm the minister for the Hollow Springs Church of Christ. Has anybody ever made a promise to you but failed to keep it? May have been a family member or a friend. You know, a lot of times people will make a promise and for some reason they fail to keep them. But I know someone who always will keep his promise. In fact, the scriptures talk about Jesus making magnificent promises, precious and magnificent promises. And when Jesus makes a promise, he'll keep it because Jesus is the same today, yesterday, and forever. He cannot lie. In fact, John chapter 14, verse 1 and following, let not your hearts be troubled. Believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you. You can count always on Jesus to keep his promise. Promises made, promises kept. I'm Bob Hampton for KNEO Radio.
A business impact partner of KNEO is ProLube Tire and Auto Center in Neosho. Serving the area since 2001, they're open Monday through Friday from 7 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. ProLube Tire and Auto Center offers tire and brake repair, as well as transmission service, front-end alignments, and more. Located at 1406 North Business 49 in Neosho. More information 417-526-4984 or online at proluberepair.com.
Kenzie Waterman will open up the 5th inning here for the Lady Cubs as that pitch is a ball and the count is 1-0. Waterman, Ernest, and Robles are the three due up for the Lady Cubs here in the 5th as it took the bottom of the 3rd and the top of the 4th for runs to come in. Waterman struck out, Ernest grounded out, and Robles, or actually it was Nevaeh Griffith came in and she struck out. Those are the three scheduled hitters for the Lady Cubs here. Here comes the 1-0 to Waterman. Swung on and missed, and the count's 1-1. Love 1, 2, 3 here because then in the 6th you have 9-1-2, and that may be Monett's best chance with the heart of their order due up in the 6th and 7th innings, and they'd only get one more at bat. Only 2 hits given up so far by Kinley Summer. She's done an excellent job all night long. 1-1 the count here on Waterman. Here comes the 1-1. That pitch is low, and the count's 2-1. Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, Prolube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine sponsoring the broadcast. Our next softball game is next Wednesday night as the Lady Indians and Lady Cubs do battle in the Class 3 District 6 quarters. Comes the 2-1. That hits the outside corner, and the count's 2-2. Game will be in Cassville, 6 o'clock scheduled start time. There are 2 games before them, so you just never know if game will actually start on time. They are giving them 2 hours each. So actually, they have the count at 3-1. That's interesting. I thought it was 2-2. As here comes the 3-1 pitch. That's swung on and missed. Or was that? Well, Waterman went, so I think that's a strikeout. There's one down for Olivia Ernest. I could have swore the umpire said 3-1, but I'm not going to complain because it looks like a strikeout. I think that's the third strikeout of the game for Summer. Here comes the first pitch to Ernest. That ball is hit through the right side, gets past both Jamrose and King. A 1-out single for the Lady Cubs. It's a nice hit by Ernest. Nice effort by both Jamrose and King. Just couldn't quite get there. It's Nevaeh Griffith will be the one coming to the plate for the Lady Cubs. Tied at 1 here. The top of the 5th inning. Robles started, but Griffith came in, and she's been playing left field too. She's the one that crashed into that left field fence. Cordy Hancock's homer. So that first pitch is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Griffith, then Bryan. Anybody else? You get back to the top of the order, and Emma Velton. Want to end the inning with these bottom 2. It's the 1-0. That ball hit down the first baseline foul. Counts 1-1. Campbell Billicum Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Prairie Top Chiropractic sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 1-1 the count. So here comes the 1-1 from Kinley Summer. 1-1 is spoiled foul. The backstop, and the count now becomes 1 ball and 2 strikes. Love another strikeout here if you're Summer. Any kind of put out is nice. 1-2 the count. Here on Griffith. 1 out. Here comes a 1-2 pitch from Summer. That pitch is spoiled foul near the on-deck circle for Monett. The count will remain 1 ball and 2 strikes. Seneca pitching has gotten into a groove these last couple of weeks. I know Seneca lost to Cassville 3-0 a couple weeks ago, but really since that game, Seneca pitching has been on point. That was a 3-0 loss, but Jamrose did not give up a run until then as that pitch is high for a ball. Nice snag by Davis behind the plate, and the count's 2-2. Since that point, Seneca has not given up a ton of runs. Gave up 3 runs in that game and then had a 3-0 win over Aurora. Had a 2-1 win over Branson and a nothing win over Nevada. Jamrose can't field it. It goes to King, boots it to Jamrose, and it becomes a putout. It becomes a 3-4-3 putout, and there are 2 down as the fielder's choice allows Ernest to get to second base as Taylor Bryan comes to the plate here for Lady Cubs. If you're Seneca, you want to leave it at the top of the order coming up in the 6th because that would probably be their best chance to get some more runners on. A base hit probably gives them a 2-1 lead. So that ball is nubbed foul, and the count is no balls and a strike. But yeah, since that loss against Cassville on the 30th, even that loss, Seneca pitching pitched well. But since that point, they've given up 2 earned runs in games. Lost to Cassville 3-0, beat Aurora 3-0, beat Branson 2-1, and Nevada 11-0. So that pitch is low, and then the dirt, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Since they lost 3-0, they're outscoring their opponents 16-1. If you include today's game, actually it'd be 17-1. 17-2, I should say. If you include that Cassville loss, it's still 17-4. So that pitch is low and inside, and the count is 2-1. 2 outs here. You don't want that back top of the order. Velton singled her last time up. As here comes a 2-1 pitch from Summer. I say that, but has to step on the rubber, and now here comes that 2-1. That ball is yanked to the left side. Nice play by Hancock from her knees again, but a high throw is going to allow the go-ahead run to come in and score. Staying at first on the play is going to be Taylor Bryan. It's an E6, and Monett has themselves a 2-1 lead. And they get to the top of the order. As Emma Velton came to the plate. That's an excellent job by Hancock to field it, but a wide throw. Jamrose did the right thing of trying to come off the bag and field it. She just couldn't quite get there. A go-ahead run came in and scored, but Bryan wasn't able to advance an extra bag. That pitch goes off the glove of Davis. A wild pitch allows another run to get into scoring position. Any runs from here on out are going to be unearned, as head coach Cassidy Barclay going to go out and have a conversation with the entire infield. Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, and Prairie Top Chiropractic all sponsoring the broadcast, along with Mid-America Specialty Markets, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, and Cedar Lane Farm and Garden. Seneca will have 9-1-2 due up in their half of the 5th inning, as they need to keep this a 2-1 ball game. 1-0 the count here on Emma Velton. So that runner gets to second. Probably should be at third, but Seneca caught a little bit of a break. Not on the wild pitch, but on that wild throw by Hancock. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's low, and the count is 2-0. Third time through the lineup here for Monett. That's sometimes where you can run into some issues. Third time that batters have been able to see the pitcher. It's going to be what happens when Seneca bats in their half of the inning as well. Comes the 2-0. Ball hit through the right side. Oh, King able to field it and let Jamrose tag the bag for the final putout. For Monett, 1 run on 1 hit. There was an error, and Monett strands 1. 2-1 Monett, heading to the bottom of the 5th here on the KNEO Sports Network.
A proud backer of the Seneca Indians is Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca. Located at 1101 Cherokee, they are honored to serve the area with traditional service options, including church and graveside services. They also have prearranged funeral plans. For more information, the phone number for Funeral Director Mike Steele at Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home of Seneca is 417-776-2251 or online, campbell-biddlecomefh.com.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the four-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
Seneca will be sending their 9, 1, and 2 hitters to the plate. That is Adamari Rodriguez, Abby Jamrose, and Cordy Hancock for the Lady Indians, as you would love to have a runner on for Abby Jamrose who can change a game in a hurry. As Monett has their first lead of the night, scored that run unearned in the top of the 5th. Nice play there by King to end the 5th, though, and keep it at a 2-1 game. As here comes the first pitch from Wilson to Rodriguez. She's going to bunt, and it's bunted foul back to the screen. The count is no balls and a strike. Rodriguez, Jamrose, and Hancock. Hancock 1 for 2, solo home run for the Lady Indians. Just out of the reach of the left fielder, Nevaeh Griffith, who went crashing into that temporary fence. 0-1 the count. Here comes an 0-1 pitch to Rodriguez. It's bunted. It's bunted to the pitcher. Throws to first in time. It's a 1-3 putout. Nice bunt by Rodriguez out by a step. As Abby Jamrose will come to the plate. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministries, and Seneca School District, all sponsoring the broadcast. Jamrose 0 for 1, lined out back to Wilson, the pitcher, in the 3rd. Also was hit by a pitch in the 1st. As Jamrose takes a ball inside, and the count's 1-0. Everybody's trying to jam her on that inside corner where she can't extend her hands. 1-0 the count here on Jamrose. Here comes the 1-0. Popped a mile high in the air. The shortstop coming over, and she will snag it for out number 2. And there are 2 down here for Cordy Hancock, who has a solo home run to her credit. She's 1 for 2. She actually opened the scoring here this afternoon. So here comes the first pitch from Wilson. That is low and outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Wilson looks for the sign. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That pitch is low and outside. The count's 2-0. You're way ahead here. You have to look for a pitch in your happy zone if you're going to swing. 2-0 the count. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That ball is lifted in the air to right center field. The center fielder goes over, can't grab it. The right fielder is going to snag it. Nice attempt out there in right center field by the center fielder, Waterman. And a 2-out base runner for Seneca, as Josie Andrews will come to the plate. Andrews does not have an official at bat. She reached on catcher's interference, and she's also walked. So here comes the first pitch from Wilson. Swung on and missed. And the count's 0-1. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. Noah Hancock will be aggressive on the base pass as that pitch hits the outside corner. Now Andrews needs to protect with 2 strikes. She was down 0-2 in the third before able to work a walk. See if she can do something here as she steps out. Now we'll step back in. Here comes an 0-2. That pitch is outside for a ball. The count's 1-2. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, Huddle Springs Church of Christ, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. 1-2 the count. Popped up in the air in foul territory. Catcher did not realize where it was. It stayed in play, but Velton didn't realize it was over her head. So the count 1-2 remains. Andrews gets another piece of it potentially. Gets another life. So here comes a 1-2 pitch. That pitch hits the inside corner for strike 3. That will end the inning for Seneca. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. 5 in the books, 2-1 Monett.
The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report will provide up-to-the-minute scores and highlights from around the 4 states. With ultimate local coverage from all your favorite teams. The Roper Kia 4-State Sports Report, weeknights at 6 and 10 p.m.
Looking for a personal checking account with real rewards? Open a Community Choice checking account at First Community Bank and earn up to $200. Get $100 when you set up direct deposit and another $100 after just 15 debit card purchases. No monthly service fee, free online and mobile banking, and interest paid on your balance. Open your account today with just $50 and start enjoying the perks. Call 888-780-8391 or visit firstcommunity.net for details. First Community Bank, where community comes first. Member FDIC. See bank for complete details.
Top 6 here in Seneca as Monett has a 2-1 lead. They will send their 2, 3, and 4 hitters to the plate. Kylie Wilson, Brylan Doss, and Camila Rodriguez. Anybody who reaches Gianna Kavnar would come to the plate for the Lady Cubs. Scored 1 run in the 4th and 1 more in the 5th as they have their 2-1 lead. Wilson 0 for 2. She is grounded out to Summer and fouled out to Jamrose at first. Summer has been very good here this afternoon. Just not any run production behind her as that first pitch is low and inside for a ball. Counts 1-0. Right fielder and right side of the infield fighting the sun here in this latter half of the ball game. 1-0 the count here on Kylie Wilson. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That pitch is inside for a ball, and the count is 2-0. Almost hit her, but able to duck out of the way. 2-0 the count. Here comes the 2-0 pitch from Kinley Summer. That 2-0 is laced on a hop to Hancock. Pure hop. Throws to first in time for the putout. And there's 1 down. 1 out as Brylan Doss will come to the plate. She is 1 for 2 on the afternoon. She has grounded out to shortstop. Hancock made a great play at shortstop in the first, and then a single in the 4th for Doss. Comes the first pitch from Summer, and that's low and inside. Counts 1-0. Now that I say this, there's going to be a bugaboo, but Summer has done a good job so far here this afternoon, has not walked anybody. 1-0 the count here on Doss. So here comes the 1-0. That's high and outside, and the count is 2-0. She has not gotten to 3-ball counts very often, as Kinley Summer. Looks like so far that I can see she's only gotten to 1. And there was a 3-2 count where Kavanaugh grounded out. The 2-0 is low and inside, and the count's 3-0. Like I said, since I said something, there's going to be a bugaboo here. 3 balls and no strikes here on Doss. Number 3 hitter for Monett. Here comes the 3-0 pitch. Taking the entire way, and that one is poured over for a strike. Counts 3-1. I was going to say Doss, maybe one of the few, maybe Rodriguez as well, that has a green light 3-0. This one's got to be in her happy zone if she wants to swing as well, as Doss takes a moment and steps out of the box. Now she gets back in, and here comes the 3-1 pitch from Summer. That ball is shot towards the Monett dugout, and the count becomes 3-2. So Summer has done a good job of it, going from 3-0 to 3-2. See if she can win the battle here. 3 balls and 2 strikes here on Brylan Doss. She fouled off 3 pitches in the first on a 1-2 count, so you know she's going to battle hard. Here comes the 3-2 pitch from Summer. That ball jams her, and catching it, a soft line out, and a nice play by Jolie King. And there are 2 down here. There's been 3 beautiful plays here for the Lady Indians, as you see it there on the replay. Nice diving effort, and she catches it. It's Camila Rodriguez comes to the plate for the Lady Cubs. 2 up and 2 down here in the top of the 6th. So that first pitch is outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO917 Sports. Seneca football at Matt County tomorrow night, 6:15 pregame, 7 o'clock kickoff from Anderson. So that 1-0 is in the dirt, and the count becomes 2-0. She's gotten behind all 3 hitters here in the 6th, able to work back and get the first 2 out, see if she can get the third one out as well. 2-0 the count here on Rodriguez. Here comes the 2-0. That's low, and the count's 3-0. Summer was able to work it from 3-0 to 3-2 on Doss and got her to pop out. See what happens on this pitch here. Number 5 hitter, Gianna Kovnar, is on deck. She's 0 for 2. Rodriguez way ahead. She may be one of the few players that gets a green light 3-0. But she was taken the entire way as that pitch is in there for a strike. And the count's 3-1. Summer looks back at the scoreboard, probably wondering what the count is. 3-1 the count. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That ball is yanked to left field and deep, and it goes over the head of Andrews for a ground rule double. That's a nice effort out in left field by Andrews. Just hit too hard and over her head, and then bounces over that temporary fence. And a 2-out base runner for Monett as Gianna Kavnar will come to the plate. And any kind of run is pretty big insurance for the Lady Cubs. As Gianna Kavnar comes to the plate. As here comes the first pitch to Kavnar. That pitch is in the dirt. Good block by Davis. And the count is 1-0. Seneca will send their 4, 5, and 6 hitters to the plate in the 6th. Probably need to keep this a one-run game into their half of the sixth. 1-0 the count here on Kavanaugh. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That's high and outside. The count's 2-0. Summer having a hard time this inning. Wilson grounded out on a 2-0 pitch. Doss had a 3-0 count before worked at 3-2 and popped out. Rodriguez had a 3-0 count and then had a 3-1 pitch where she roped it for a double. Here comes the 2-0. Ball is nubbed foul. Counts 2-1 as Kavanaugh had a 2-0 count. As the count now works to 2 balls and a strike. See if Summer can work her way back here. She's done a good job of doing that so far. In this inning, everyone at the Neosho Daily News wish the Seneca Indians good luck. Let's go get that win. 2-1 the count here on Kavanaugh. As here comes the 2-1 pitch from Summer. That 2-1 is a little bit too high, and the count now 3-1 here on Kavanaugh. Got to find a way to get a couple across the strike zone here if you are Summer. 3-1 the count. Here comes the 3-1 pitch. That pitch is yanked foul. And the count's full at 3-2. 3 balls and 2 strikes. 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. We'd love to leave that run stranded at second and make them have 6, 7, 8 coming up to the plate in the 7th. 3-2 the count. 2 outs. Here comes a 3-2 to Kavanaugh. That pitch is in there for a called strike 3. And that will end the inning. For Monett, no runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. We head to the bottom of the 6th. It's still 2-1 Lady Cubs.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is, Better Health, Better You.
Seneca will send their 4, 5, and 6 hitters to the plate here in the 6th. Summer, Davis, and Wade. As Summer 0 for 2, pop out and strikeout. Davis 1 for 2, a single and a line out. And Wade 0 for 2. Need at least 1 base runner to reach to give Abby Jamros a chance to bat in the 7th. Need 2 base runners to reach to get that to Cordy Hancock, who's 2 for 3 with a solo home run. Just love to put together some runs here and not have to worry about the bottom of the 7th. That first pitch is fouled off by Summer, and the count's 0-1. Summer, Davis, and Wade, the 3-2 up for Seneca here in the bottom of the 6th. That one looked like a pretty good pitch to hit, and Summer just underneath it. 0-1 the count here on Summer. Here comes the 0-1. That pitch hits the outside corner. The count quickly, no balls and 2 strikes, and need to protect here. See if you can find a way to get on. 0-2 the count. Here is Wilson working in the 6th. That pitch hits the outside corner for strike 3. Went back to the well. And Wilson able to nail her spot. And there's 1 down. As Rayleigh Davis comes to the plate. Davis 1 for 2.
Rayleigh Davis.
I think that was the 7th strikeout of the game for Kylie Wilson. That first pitch is high for a ball, and the count 1-0. Davis shot one through the left side her last time up for a single. 1-0 the count here on Rayleigh Davis. Monett has a lead thanks to an unearned run in the top of the 5th. So that's high and outside. And the count's 2-0. Doesn't really matter how you reach base. You just want to reach base somehow. 2-0 the count here on Davis. Here comes the 2-0. That's low. The count 3-0, and you have to think Davis is taking at least 1 pitch, if not 2. 3-0 the count. Davis way ahead here. Comes the 3-0. That pitch is in there for a strike, and the count's 3-1. Now it's got to be in your wheelhouse for you to swing. You're still way ahead on a 3-1 pitch. Here comes that 3-1. Popped up in the air. Shortstop going to go behind the pitcher's mound and snag it for out number 2. As Olivia Wade will come to the plate here for Seneca. Nobody can reach here in the 6th. You would have King, Barry, and Rodriguez due up for Seneca in the 7th. As Olivia Wade will come to the plate. That third baseman playing extremely back. If you could bunt your way on, as that one first one's fouled off and the count's 0-1. If you could bunt your way on, if you could bunt it down that third base line, you would potentially have a chance to be safe. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. So that one's spoiled foul, and the count quickly moves to 0-2. No balls and 2 strikes here on Wade. She got hit by a ball out of the box and struck out. So that pitch hits the inside corner for strike 3. That will end the inning. Nothing doing for Seneca here in the 6th. Head to the 7th. Still 2-1 Monett.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
We Christians ought to be lights in the midst of darkness, and our lives should exemplify peace and joy in the midst of frustration, confusion, and despair.
But that's not always the case, is it? Billy Graham understood why it can be hard for followers of Christ to be different from the world around them.
Every possible pressure is being brought to bear upon the Christians to conform to the standards of the world. The greatest need in America and in the Western world at this hour is not a new organization. It is not more money. It is more revival among God's people. And we're never going to have a revival unless Christians discontinue their conformity to the world.
If you want to be different from the world around you, we have some resources that can help. Stop by our website, findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Kenzie Waterman will lead off the 7th inning here for Monett. 6, 7, and 8 come to the plate as they look for some insurance. Waterman 0 for 2, 2 strikeouts. Ernest 1 for 2, scored the go-ahead run. So that first pitch is poured over for a strike, and the count's 0-1. Avea Griffith 0 for 2. 0-1 the count here on Waterman. This is not the last time these two teams will meet up. They'll meet up next Wednesday night with the season on the line. Seneca will be the home team as the higher seed. That ball is bunted foul, and the count's 0-2. 0-2. Ernest on deck. She's 1 for 2. Griffith 0 for 2. If you get to Bryan, she's 0 for 2, but reached on an error in the 5th, and that's what allowed the go-ahead run to come in and score. Summers in line for a loss, and so far she's only given up 4 hits and 1 earned run. That second run is unearned. Just here comes an 0-2. That hits the outside corner for strike 3. And there's 1 out for Olivia Ernest. 5th strikeout of the game for Kinley Summer. Summer has done her job here this afternoon. The bats have been quiet. Seneca 1 run on 3 hits. So here comes the first pitch to Ernest. And that is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-1. Hancock 2 of the 3 hits. She's 2 for 3. Rayleigh Davis has the other hit. So here comes an 0-1 pitch to Ernest from Summer. That pitch is outside for a ball. Counts 1-1. Season on the line for both teams next Wednesday night. Seneca 4 seed, Monett 5 seed, 6 o'clock. First pitch from Cassville. We'll have a live audio-only broadcast for you due to Misha rules. You'll be able to find that game on our YouTube page as well as our KNEO website. The same way that you normally can find it, as that ball is over the head of King and just out of the outstretched glove of Jamrose, but luckily it was in foul territory, so the count's 1-2. Not a hard hit ball. That's a tough over-the-shoulder catch for Abby Jamrose. 1-2 the count here on Olivia Ernest. This game here reminds me of that Mack County game down in Anderson that Seneca lost 2-1. Out hit Mack County that game, but a couple errors are what cost them the 2 runs. That ball is yanked towards the on-deck circle for Monett, and the count remains 1-2. It's been the story of Seneca's season as the bats have kind of gone quiet at the wrong time. Can get runners on. They had runners at first and second with 1 out in the first and couldn't bring anybody in. 1-2 the count here on Ernest. Here comes a 1-2 offering from Summer. That pitch she dribbles foul, keeps herself alive. The count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes. 1 out here in the 7th. Trying to find a way to get that second out is Kinley Summer. Here comes a 1-2 pitch from her. That 1-2 popped up in the air. Davis going to try and find it and can't quite get there. Excellent effort by her. You have to throw the mask and then see if you can find it quickly. And Davis threw the mask and she found it but couldn't get there in quite enough time. So the count remains 1 ball and 2 strikes here on Olivia Ernest. Still 1 out. The sun is setting here in Seneca. See the right side, Jamrose trying to shield her face from the sun with her glove. Rodriguez has glasses on, sunglasses on. She's still having a hard time as Ernest is doing a good job of fouling off pitches and keeping herself alive with a 1-2 count. She has 4 foul balls since the count went 1-2. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up. Summer doing everything she can to try and get her out. She's making excellent pitches, and Ernest is doing a good job of getting just enough contact to keep herself alive. Here comes another 1-2. That one she shoots foul. This is reminiscent of that Cassville game in Cassville and the 17 pitch at bat. See who wins the battle. 1-2 the count. Summer looking for out number 2. Here comes another 1-2. That pitch is back to Summer, who's able to field it and throw to first. And there are 2 down for for Nevaeh Griffith. Griffith 0 for 2, a strikeout and a ground out.
For the Cubs, number 25, Nevaeh Griffith.
So 0 for 2 is her. You'd love if, for some reason, if Seneca could send this to an 8th inning, Monett to have their 9-1-2 hitters up. So here comes the first pitch to Griffith. Swung on and missed. The count is 0-1. Unfortunately for Seneca, Kinley Summers in line for a tough luck loss. They can't get the bats going. 0-1 the count here on Griffith. As here comes an 0-1 pitch. That pitch is low and inside for a ball. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count. 2 outs here. Top 7 from Seneca in the season finale, regular season finale for the Lady Indians. Pitch is swung on and missed, and the count runs to 1-2. Oh, and 2 the count. Here comes an 0-2 pitch from Kinley Summer. That 0-2 is dribbled. Summer able to snag it, throw to first in time. And that will end the inning. Nothing doing for Monett here in the 7th. Seneca needs 1 to tie and 2 to walk it off. KNEO Sports Network.
Hi, I'm Pastor Rod Van Gorkum of First Baptist Church Seneca. And I would like to take a minute and share about grace. What is grace? Grace is when someone gives you something you don't deserve. See, I haven't done anything to deserve God's forgiveness, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve God's love, but He gives it by His grace. I haven't done anything to deserve a bright future, but God gives away to me and to others by His grace. The Apostle Paul wrote in the book of Titus, chapter 2, verse 11, "For the grace of God hath appeared, bringing salvation to all men." Have you accepted God's gift of grace, His salvation through His Son, Jesus Christ? If not, please do, for the Bible says today is the day of salvation. For KNEO Radio, I'm Rod Van Gorkum.
Seneca will send their 7, 8, and 9 hitters to the plate here in the 7th inning. Jolie King, Ava Berry, and Adamari Rodriguez are the 3 due up for the Lady Indians against Kylie Wilson and the Lady Cubs. Seneca needs 1 run to tie and 2 to walk it off here in the bottom of the 7th. For Monett, they have had 2 runs on 4 hits today. Seneca 1 run on 3 hits so far. Seneca has stranded 5 base runners to 3 for Monett. As King will take her time ambling to the box. Jolie King had a big home run in the top of the 6th to the top of the 7th against Carl Junction. That swung the game around. See if she can find a way to connect here. So that first one is fouled into the screen, and the count's 0-1. You need a way for at least one runner to get on to get to Abby Jamrose as you have your 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here in the 7th for Seneca. 0-1 the count on King. Here comes the 0-1. That ball is hit to the left side. Nice play by the shortstop. Low throw, and she's safe. An infield single for Jolie King. That's a nice play by the shortstop Doss, but a low throw. Good pick by the first baseman Kavner. But a runner is on as Ava Berry comes to the plate. See if King will try and get to second. You have to be very careful with what you're doing. So here comes the first pitch to Berry, and she takes a called strike. And the count is 0-1. As long as you don't hit into a double play, you get Abby Jamrose to the plate. 0-1 the count on Berry. That's low and outside, and the count's 1-1. Your tying run is at first. One swing of the bat would end it. So here comes the 1-1. Swings and misses as Berry, and the count is 1-2. Now Berry has to protect with 2 strikes. If this is what's going to be in store for districts, you might bring your heartburn medicine. 1-2 the count here on Berry. That's high and outside, and King is not getting very far away from that bag. 2-2 the count here on Berry. Wilson, 1-2, 2-2, and that's fouled off. Berry does a good job of getting a piece to keep herself alive. Summer has done a good job today. 7 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, no walks, 5 strikeouts, but she's in line for a loss. You have to think Abby Jamrose will be throwing next Wednesday. As here comes another 2-2 to Berry. Ball is popped in the air down the right field line. It's in foul territory, and that right fielder, Ernest, couldn't get to it. Berry keeps herself alive, though. It's not necessarily a bad play by Ernest to let it drop because King can tag even on a ball in foul territory if it's caught. Count remains 2-2 here on Ava Berry. Comes the 2-2. She does a good job of getting a piece and keeping herself alive. So that's 3 straight foul balls. 8th pitch of the at-bat coming up here on Ava Berry. Anything close, you have to swing. Here comes another 2-2. That ball is lofted in the air, foul. It was out of the strike zone, but those are the ones hard to resist. So the count remains 2-2, but she got a piece to keep herself alive. Still nobody out here in the 7th. Tying run is at first base, and Jolie King. Ball is poked out to right field. The right fielder going to come in, and she drops it. And see if King will try and go to third. She will. Runners will be at first and third. That was a very dangerous play. If the right fielder catches that, more than likely you have a double play there. It's a tough play for that right fielder, Olivia Ernest, fighting the sun, but I think you have to give an error on the play. Rodriguez 0 for 2, still nobody out. And they're expecting a bunt. That third baseman is in, Rodriguez. She is going to bunt. It's bunted foul into the screen, and the count's 0-1. If you're Barry and you're King, you can't get too far off a bag in case it's caught. You don't want to get doubled up with the winning run at first base. 0-1 the count. Here comes an 0-1 pitch from Wilson. It's bunted, foul. Back to the screen, and the count's 0-2 as it kind of glanced off Velton and also off the home plate umpire. 0-2 the count. Abby Jamrose is on deck, and you want to have her get in at bat. Love it with one out because a deep fly ball could tie the game. Comes an 0-2. And that is in there for a called strike 3. There is one out. And are they going to intentionally walk Abby Jamrose? If you're Seneca, don't send Ava Berry because then you have a base open. Although Cordy Hancock has two of the four hits for Seneca, so I don't know that you're better off with Hancock at the plate. And it's a very interesting strategy session here with the tying run at third in King and the winning run at first in Barry. If you're Barry, you can't get too far off the bag because you don't want to get doubled up on a line drive. Jamrose has had some bad luck today. She has lined out. She's also popped out and been hit by a pitch. And they are going to intentionally walk her, which is kind of interesting because you put the go-ahead run at second base with Cordy Hancock coming to the plate, who's 2 for 3. And now you have to see if you can make her pay if you're Cordy. That is a very interesting decision by Monett because you put the go-ahead run 120 feet away. And Hancock has been good all day. She's 2 for 3. And she is looking for a fly ball. As here comes the first pitch. Ball is spoiled foul. And the count's 0-1. May not be necessarily a terrible play by Monett to walk Jamrose, but it's interesting when you put the winning run at second base instead of leaving that winning run at first and making her hit when she's 0 for 2. So here comes the 0-1. That is outside for a ball. Counts 1-1. The other thing it does is a walk allows the tying run to score. But you also do have a force at every base, which is why the infield's in. That's the one other thing it does for Monett. Here comes the 1-1. She dribbles that one to third, and she bobbles it, and safe at home plate is Jolie King. And we are tied at 2 on an error by the third baseman, Rodriguez, and we're tied at 2. As Josie Andrews will come to the plate here, and that winning run is now at third base. And that's what happens when all of a sudden you put that go-ahead run on. Yes, you have forces at every base, but a bobble like that, and all of a sudden we're tied at 2, and a wild pitch pass ball gives Seneca a win. A base hit wins it. First pitch is swung on and missed, and the count is 0-1. Monett is desperately looking for a strikeout. Andrews 0 for 1. A walk wins it as well. Swung on and missed, and the count's 0-2. Kinley Summers on deck. She's 0 for 3. This is a lot of pressure for a couple of different freshmen. Josie Andrews has an 0-2 count on her. That pitch is high and outside. The count's 1-2, and I need to correct myself. Andrews is a junior, or excuse me, yes, she is a freshman. We have 2 freshmen back-to-back here for Seneca. 1-2 is outside, and the count's 2-2. They're trying to nibble and see if she'll chase. Obviously, the infield has to stay in with the winning run at third base. Andrews just trying to find contact. That ball is popped in the air, foul, and it hits the screen. So the count remains 2-2. It's been a good one here all afternoon from Seneca, and we're tied at 2. Bases full of Lady Indians. Here comes another 2-2 offering. Swung on and missed for strike 3. That is a big second strikeout as Kinley Summer comes to the plate. Summer 0 for 3 on the day, but all it takes is for her to find a hole. Monett can play back a little bit with 2 outs, and they can go to any bag. If you can find a gap, this ball game's over. Or even just pop one over one of the infielders' heads. Comes the first pitch to Summer. That pitch is outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0. Summer has pitched extremely well today, and now she has a chance to win it for herself. 1-0 the count. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. That pitch is swung on and missed, and the count's 1-1. Monett does have a better part of their lineup coming up in the 8th if we get that far. They have 9-1-2. Here comes a 1-1. Ball is shot down that right field line, foul, and it's going to fall in front of the Monett dugout, and the count moves to 1-2. Summer now has to protect with 2 strikes. 1-2 the count on the freshman. Another freshman. As Wilson looking for a sign. Both second runs for both teams are unearned. Here comes another 1-2 pitch. That's in the dirt. Good block there by the catcher, Velton. And anything by Velton, Barry probably trying to truck home. 2-2 the count here on Summer. Comes a 2-2 pitch from Wilson. Long look in by Wilson, and Summer going to call time, and I think pitching coach for Monett not on the same page as Wilson, so going to go out and have a conversation. Like I said a couple minutes ago, if this is what's in store in the Class 3 District 6 quarterfinals next Wednesday, better bring some heartburn medicine. Seneca, 2-2 count here on Kinley Summer. Neither team, or Seneca, I think, has 1 walk on the day. Josie Andrews worked the walk. She is the one person that has walked. Comes a 2-2 pitch. That's high for ball 3, and you have nowhere to put Kinley Summer. Got to make sure it's a strike if you're Kinley Summer. She's going to take a deep breath. 3-2 the count here. Here comes a 3-2 pitch. That pitch is lofted in the air. Shortstop calling for it and catches it for out number 3. And we have some bonus softball here in Seneca. Seneca 1 run in the inning. On 1 base hit, there were 2 errors in the inning, and Seneca strands 3. To the 8th we go. We are tied at 2.
A proud supporter of local high school athletics is Numac Electric. Serving Newton and McDonald County, they provide power for area homes and businesses and want to wish all the athletes much success throughout the season. For online bill pay and account information, the website is numac.com or 417-451-1515. Numac Electric, proudly serving Newton and McDonald County, where their slogan is your touchstone energy partner.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Prater's Pharmacy in Seneca is a proud supporter of the Seneca Indians. The pharmacy is open from 9 to 5:30 Monday through Friday and from 9 to 1 on Saturday. They offer an automatic refill program and internet refill service online at praterspharmacy.com and through their mobile apps. They also have a drive-through window. Prater's Pharmacy at 1711 Cherokee in Seneca, 417-776-8701. Go Indians!
And we welcome you back as we will send the 9, 1, and 2 hitters to the plate for Monett. Taylor Bryan, and then you get back to the top of the order, and Emma Velton and Kylie Wilson. I am wondering if in extra innings in high school, if you get a runner on base to start, if that is the question on what's happening here. I don't believe so. I mean, that's really only the pros that do that. So 9, 1, and 2 to the plate for Monett. Bryan, and then top of the order, and Velton and Wilson. First out is always a very big out in extra innings. Here comes the first pitch. That pitch is nubbed. It's a fair ball. Summer is going to tag the base runner herself. Jamrose was off the bag, so that is an excellent play, and there's one down. As Emma Velton comes to the plate, you get back to the top of the order. Velton 1 for 3 on the day. She has grounded out to the pitcher, singled, and grounded out to second. As the sun is almost behind the trees here, as that first pitch is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. Velton and Wilson are the next two for Monett. Anybody reaches, you get to your number 3 hitter, and Brylan Doss. Seneca will have 5, 6, and 7 in their half of the 8th. 1-0 the count here on Velton. Here comes the 1-0 pitch from Kinley Summer. That's low for a ball, and the count is 2-0. Seneca has forced extra innings here in the regular season finale. That still has a game next Monday at Hillcrest to end their regular season. 2-0 the count. Here comes the 2-0 pitch. That pitch is popped foul, and the count 2-1. So that goes off the screen. Makes you wonder what kind of momentum you can snag if you're able to win this game. Newmac Electric, Prater's Pharmacy, ProLube Maintenance Center, Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, all sponsoring the broadcast here. This afternoon is crossed over to evening time. 2-1 the count here on Wilson. So here comes a 2-1 pitch. That pitch is hit to third. True hop. Barry throws to first in plenty of time. A 5-3 put out. And there are 2 down for Kylie Wilson. Wilson 0 for 3 on the day. She has fouled out, grounded out to the pitcher, and grounded out to short. Love to have a 1-2-3 top of the 8th and only need 1 run to win it in the bottom half. Monett got their runs in the 4th and the 5th. Seneca got theirs in the 2nd, or in the 3rd and the 7th. That first pitch is popped in the air foul, and it is a foul ball just barely behind that first base bag. Both the umpire right there, the first base umpire and the home plate umpire had it foul. I mean, that first base umpire was staring right at it. It went just over his shoulder so he could see where it went. 0-1 the count here on Wilson. Summer going to come with an 0-1 pitch. That pitch is outside for a ball. It counts 1-1. At some point here in the near future, you may have to find where the lights are and get them on. 1-1 the count here on Wilson. So here comes a 1-1 from Kinley Summer. She's been good all evening long, afternoon and evening. 1-1 is shot through the right side past King, and it's a 2-out base runner for the Lady Cubs. Nice effort at second base by King. Rodriguez able to keep it in front of her, and they'll have a runner at first as Doss comes to the plate. She's 1 for 3, and you have to think Wilson will be trying to get in scoring position here. Doss may be taking a pitch to let Wilson try and get to second. You may do a hit and run too, because then you have players out of position. As here comes the first pitch to Doss. She is off on the play and in safely at second base. That's exactly what I thought might happen. 1-0 the count here on Doss, as in at second is Wilson. Now, if you're Seneca, can you strand that go-ahead run at second base? 1-0 the count here on Doss. As here comes a 1-0 pitch. That pitch is outside for a ball, and the count is 2-0. 2 balls and no strikes here in the top of the 8th inning. Runner on second is the go-ahead run. As here comes the 2-0 from Summer. That pitch is yanked down that right field line. It's curving foul and will stay foul. Seneca catches a little bit of a break there, and the count rolls to 2-1. Rodriguez is hugging that line a little bit. There's a big gap down that left field line. 2-1 the count here on Doss. As here comes the 2-1 pitch. That is high for a ball, and it's 3-1. Rodriguez is on deck. She is 1 for 3. Had a double her last time up, an RBI double. Actually, I think the fielder's choice is what allowed that first round to come in. She has an RBI. 3-1 the count here on Doss. 2 outs here in the top of the 8th. Here comes the 3-1. That pitch is yanked foul, and we're full now at 3-2. Tensions are high here in Seneca. 3-2 the count here on Doss. Can you find a way to fool her? Here comes the 3-2 from Summer. That pitch is hit to the left side by Barry, but Hancock is able to knock it down. Excellent job by Hancock to knock it down, because it saves the go-ahead run from coming in and scoring. As Camila Rodriguez comes to the plate. If you're Seneca, I don't know that you throw through on them trying to steal second. Gianna Kavanaugh's on deck. She's 0 for 3, so if they try and steal second, maybe you walk Rodriguez and make Kavanaugh beat you. Strategy comes into play here in the 8th inning. Here comes the first pitch to Rodriguez. It's in there for a strike, and Seneca's not going to bother throwing down. So now 2 runners in scoring position for the Lady Cubs. A base hit would score 2, and that would be huge for Monett. 0-1 the count here on Rodriguez. So here comes an 0-1 pitch. That pitch is in there, and it's 0-2 the count. See if Summer can find a way to get that final out of the inning. 0-2 the count here on Rodriguez. Rodriguez, 2 ground outs and a double. Here comes an 0-2. That ball is popped up in the air, and Summer going to snag it in the pitching circle. That will end the inning. For Monett, no runs, 2 hits, no errors, and they strand 2. Bottom of the 8th we go. We're tied at 2.
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
Lions Forward is more than a campaign. It's our commitment to the future. Through private giving, we're expanding educational opportunities in Joplin and the 4-state area, strengthening programs, and investing in our students. Many MSSU graduates choose to stay in our region, becoming the healthcare professionals, educators, and business leaders who keep our community strong.
5, 6, 7 due up for the Lady Indians here in the 8th inning, as Rayleigh Davis will start the inning. Davis and then Wade and King for the Lady Indians. As Davis 1 for 3 on the day, Wade 0 for 3, King 1 for 3. As here comes the first pitch to Davis. That ball is popped up, and the shortstop going to come over and snag it for out number 1. So 1 pitch and 1 out here, as Olivia Wade will come to the plate for Seneca. Wade 0 for 3 on the afternoon. Sponsors here this afternoon: Campbell Biddlecombe Funeral Home, Big Nickel, Missouri Southern State University, Prairie Top Chiropractic, as Wade swings through that one. The count's 0-1. Monett so far 2 runs, 6 hits. Seneca 2 runs off of 4 hits. That pitch is in there for a strike, and the count is 0-2. The lights turned on as we hit the bottom of the 8th here in Seneca. 1 out, 0-2 count here on Wade. As here comes an 0-2 pitch. That is high for a ball. And the count 1 ball and 2 strikes. Just trying to find a way to battle here is Olivia Wade. Comes a 1-2. That's high, and she's worked it to 2-2. Just trying to find a way to get yourself on. Move it to the next hitter. 2-2 the count. Comes a 2-2. And it hits her. That is one way to get yourself on. A hit by pitch. And the go-ahead winning run is going to be at first base. It looked like it hit her on the elbow. She's going to try and shake it off a little bit. Do you try and steal second as Jolie King will come to the plate. She started the rally in the 7th with an infield single. She beat out. That ball is fouled off, and the count is 0-1. She beat out an infield hit to the shortstop her first time up. 0-1 the count here on King. Ava Berry's on deck. She reached via error by the right fielder. 0-1 here on King. Here comes an 0-1 pitch. That ball is poked foul. Back to the screen. The count is 0-2. King doing a good job of getting a piece, but just underneath it. Mid-America Specialty Markets, Dairy Queen of Seneca, First Community Bank, Cedar Lane Farm and Garden, all sponsoring the broadcast on what has turned into a nice evening here in Seneca. That pitch is swung on and missed as Wilson went off speed, and there are 2 down now for Ava Berry. Berry did a good job battling there in the 7th as she had a 9-pitch at bat before getting on an error by that right fielder. The sun has set, and so the sun is no longer factor for either team. So it's just kind of a glimpse of what you'll see next week as that first pitch is low and outside for a ball. And the count's 1-0. It gets by the pitcher, Wilson, but the shortstop backs her up, so Wade can't advance. 1-0 the count here on Berry. So here comes the 1-1 pitch, or the 1-0, and that ball is shot foul, out of play, and the count's 1-1 towards the parking lot. 1 run in the 4th, 1 in the 5th for Monett, 1 in the 3rd, and 1 in the 7th for Seneca. So here comes a 1-1, and that is low for a ball, and the count's 2-1. 2 outs here in the bottom of the 8th. The intentional walk to Jamros came back to bite Monett as that one's fouled down that right field line. It's going to sneak on top of the Monett dugout. It counts 2-2. A throwing error is what allowed, or excuse me, not a throwing error, a bobble at third base allowed Jolie King to tie the contest. 2-2 the count here on Ava Berry. There are a lot of young players on this Seneca team. See if Ava Berry, another freshman, can find a way to get a hit. And she's able to lay off that one and keep herself up as the pitch now makes it 3-2. And Amari Rodriguez on deck. She's only a sophomore. 3-2 is fouled off. So Berry keeps herself alive. She's doing a good job of fouling off pitches and keeping herself a chance. Full count remains here on Ava Berry. So here comes another 3-2 offering. That pitch is up the middle. Wilson knocks it down. She has time and will throw to first for the putout. For Seneca, no runs, no hits, no errors, 1 left. We head to the 9th. We're still tied at 2.
People's Bank of Seneca. We care about your journey every step of the way. Since 1996, visit us in Joplin, Neosho, or Seneca. PeoplesBankOfSeneca.com. Member FDIC. Proud sponsor of area athletics. Let's score big together.
Seneca Indian Athletics is sponsored by Prairie Top Chiropractic. Located at 4556 Quince Road in Seneca, chiropractic physician Seth Wilson offers chiropractic services to Seneca and the surrounding areas. For appointment information, their phone number is 417-776-4556 or discover more at facebook.com/Prairie Top Chiropractic. Prairie Top Chiropractic, where their slogan is better health, better you.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
Access Family Care serves all of your health care needs, from behavioral health to dental services to primary medical needs. AccessFamilyCare.org. women's health, OBGYN services, accessfamilycare.org, with locations across Southwest Missouri. accessfamilycare.org, quality, convenient health care. Access Family Care medical and dental clinics, building relationships, providing great care.
We head to a ninth inning here in Seneca. Monett will have their 5, 6, and 7 hitters coming to the plate. Gianna Kavnar, Kenzie Waterman, and Olivia Ernest are the three due up. 5, 6, 7 here for the Lady Cubs. Kavnar 0 for 3, Waterman 0 for 3, Ernest is 1 for 3. You'd love a 1, 2, 3 inning here if you're Kinley Summer, as they are a combined 1 for 9 are the Lady Cubs. Seneca will have 9, 1, and 2 coming to the plate in their half of the ninth inning. So you have to think if Seneca can get out of this inning without giving up any hits or runs, the momentum and everything favors the Lady Indians. That ball is hit on a couple hops to second. King throws to first, and there is one pitch and one out for the Lady Indians as a good play by Jolie King at second base. As you'll see it here on your replay, gets by Summer, makes a couple steps to her right, and fires to Jamrose at first for the putout. One down for Kenzie Waterman. Waterman 0 for 3 with 3 strikeouts. So here comes a first pitch here from Kinley Summer. That ball is bounded foul down that right field line, and the count is no balls and a strike. I think these teams just wanted to get some night experience because they're playing the district game almost entirely at night. Getting a little bit of practice with that before you head there. Obviously, I'm joking, but it works out well for both teams. 0-1 the count here on Waterman. Here comes an 0-1. That pitch is swung on and missed. The count's 0-2. Summer has done a good job. 8 1/3 innings so far of 2-run baseball. Softball. I don't know why baseball's on my mind. 0-2 the count here on Waterman. Here comes an 0-2 pitch from Summer. Back up the middle. Summer catches it. Doesn't matter either way. It looked like she caught it, but she said, I'm going to complete the putout regardless. And there are 2 down. And I believe that's Olivia Ernest coming to the plate. Ernest 1 for 3 on the afternoon. People's Bank of Seneca, Crowder College, Christian Healthcare Ministry, Seneca School District, Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank, and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon. This afternoon has crossed over into evening time. Comes the first pitch to Ernest. All hit to Jamrose. Jamrose snags it and will tag the bag, and it is a 1-2-3 top of the ninth inning. We head to the bottom of the ninth. We're still tied at 2.
You know what fear feels like. Maybe waiting on a medical test, wondering how you're going to make ends meet, or worrying about someone you love. What if those fears could be silenced by 2 little words? Fear not. When you trust your life and everything in it to Jesus Christ, those 2 words, fear not, can give you peace over anxiety.
In the midst of our world filled with its dangers, hate, and war, the words of our Lord Jesus Christ are more relevant today than they were then. Once more he comes to those who love him and says, fear not.
Billy Graham.
He comes to you in the hospital room. He comes to you in the midst of a family tragedy. He comes to you in the midst of a business or physical tragedy. And he says, fear not. I'm with you. I'm there to help you.
You can turn your fears over to God when you start a personal relationship with his son, Jesus Christ. Find out more at findpeacewithgod.net. That's findpeacewithgod.net. We're the Billy Graham Evangelistic Association.
Forbes asked and the people answered. Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance is one of America's best insurance companies. Forbes recognizes what our customers have known for generations. We are committed to protecting families and the lives they've built. For auto, home, life, and business protection, call Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance. We've got Missouri covered.
I am Josh Dotson with Missouri Farm Bureau Insurance Services. If you're in Missouri, I'm for you.
9, 1, and 2 come to the plate here for Seneca in the 9th inning. Rodriguez and then the top of the order and Abby Jamrose and Cordy Hancock. So here comes the first pitch to Rodriguez. And she takes a ball low and the count's 1-0. Rodriguez 0 for 3 on the day. Jamrose 0 for 2 with a hit by pitch and a walk. Hancock 2 for 4. She reached base 3 times. Comes the 1-0 pitch. Swung and fouled back to the screen. It's the count, 1 ball and 1 strike. 9, 1, and 2 here for Seneca in the 9th. 1-1 the count. As here comes the 1-1 pitch. Swung on and missed. Able to hit that inside corner as Wilson. Counts 1 and 2. Both pitchers have pitched extremely well here this evening. Unfortunately, one of them's going to come away with a loss. 1 and 2 the count. Here comes the 1-2. And that's spoiled foul back to the screen. So Rodriguez is able to keep herself alive. Count remains 1 and 2. You're just looking for a way to fight your way on. Here comes a 1-2 again. That hits the outside corner for strike 3. There's 1 down. Do you intentionally walk Abby Jamrose here with nobody on? And 1 out in the bottom of the 9th. Jamrose 0 for 2 on the day. And as of now, there's no intention of walking her. That first pitch is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. As here comes a 1-0 pitch to Jamrose. And she takes it on the inside corner. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Seneca and Monett start district play next Wednesday night at 6 o'clock in Cassville. The 1-1. She hits it to that left side. Shortstop throws to first and safe at first base is Abby Jamrose. A slow roller and an infield single has the winning run on for the Lady Indians. As Cordy Hancock will come to the plate. Hancock 2 for 4. She's reached 3 times. She flew out to center in the first, to solo home run in the third, doubled in the 5th, and reached on an error in the 7th that allowed the tying run to score. As here comes the first pitch to Hancock. Back up the middle, and the ball is dropped by Wilson. Only play is to first. It's a 1-3 putout. Her dropping the ball keeps the winning run in scoring position. Jamrose now at second for Josie Andrews. Andrews 0 for 2 with a walk and a catcher's interference. As they are going to bring the outfield in for Andrews. Here comes the first pitch to Andrews. Swung on and missed. And the count's 0-1. Two outs for Seneca here in the 9th. 0-1 in the dirt. Can't get by enough to allow Jamrose to get to third. Good block by Velton behind the plate. Southwest Missouri Bank, Neosho Daily News, Marine Center Incorporated, Community Bank and Trust, all sponsoring the broadcast here this evening. 1-1 the count here on Andrews. Here comes the 1-1. That ball gets by the catcher, A wild pitch is going to allow Jamrose to get to third. One more of those, and Jamrose will have a chance to try and scamper home with the game-winning run. 2-1 the count here on Andrews. And now a potential error, or you could beat out an infield single, could end the game as well. 2-1. That pitch is in there for a strike, and Andrews needs to protect here with 2 strikes. This goes past the 10th inning. I've run out of box score, so it'll become very interesting. 2-2 the count here on Andrews. Here comes the 2-2 from Wilson. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And we head to the 10th inning for Seneca. No runs, 1 hit, no errors, 1 left. To the 10th we go, tied at 2.
A sponsor of community broadcasting on KNEO, Southwest Missouri Bank in Neosho, serving the Neosho area from 2 locations. They offer personal banking services, including checking and savings accounts, home loans, and online banking. Learn more online at smbonline.com. Southwest Missouri Bank, an equal housing lender. Member FDIC, where their slogan is Southwest Missouri Bank. We can do that.
Americans have a big healthcare problem. Over 100 million citizens carry medical debt while spending on overpriced and complicated health insurance. As Christians, we don't have to pay for a broken system. Christian Healthcare Ministries is a faith-based alternative to health insurance at half the cost. Plus, you can enroll at any time. Stand up to insurance and join CHM today.
Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca is the place to go before or after the game. Check out their amazing menu of fan-favorite blizzards like Oreo or cookie dough. Happy hour is daily from 2 to 5 p.m. That means everything you can drink from a straw is half price, excluding premium shakes. Don't forget to grab one of their $7 meal deals or their signature stack burgers and top it off with a Misty Slush. The Dairy Queen Grill and Chill in Seneca, located at 308 Washington, open daily from 10 a.m. to 10 p.m. Proud to support the Seneca Indians.
Nevaeh Griffith will come to the plate here for the Lady Cubs to start the top of the 10th inning. We get to our 3rd extra inning here in Seneca. 8-9-1 for the Lady Cubs here in the 10th. Griffith, Bryan, and then the top of the order as she's trying to bunt her way on, and it's a bunted foul. Counts 0-1, and then you get back to the top of the order. And Emma Velton. 0-1 the count here on Griffith. Griffith 0 for 3 on the afternoon/evening. 0-1 the count here on Griffith. Late decision to square, and Seneca looked like they had it. So here comes the 0-1. That's swung on and missed. And the count becomes 0-2. 4-State Sports Report, Missouri Farm Bureau Agent Josh Dotson, Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce, and Huddle Springs Church of Christ, all sponsoring the broadcast here this afternoon that has crawled into this evening. Here comes an 0-2 pitch from Kinley Summer. The 0-2. Swung on and missed for strike 3. And there is one down here, as Taylor Bryan will come to the plate for Monett. She reached on an error in the 5th that allowed that go-ahead run to come in. She's also fouled out and grounded out. So here comes the first pitch from Kinley Summer. Here comes the first pitch. Swung on and missed, went off speed. And the count is 0-1. No balls and a strike. One out here in the 10th inning. Top 10 here in Seneca. Comes the 0-1 pitch. That pitch is high for a ball. And the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. Emma Velton is on deck. for Monett. She is the top of the order. Seneca will send their 4, 5, and 6 hitters to the plate in the bottom half of this inning. 1-1 the count. Comes the 1-1 from Summer. Swung on and missed, went off speed again, and the count becomes 1-2. Keep up on the latest Seneca broadcast ball game schedule. Be sure to like us on Facebook, facebook.com/KNEO Radio. Follow us on X at KNEO 917 Sports. 1-2 the count here on the number 9 hitter for Monett, Taylor Bryan. So here comes the 1-2 pitch. That's swung on and missed for strike 3. And it feels like Kinley Summer is getting stronger the longer this game goes. Get back to the top of the order for Monett now, though, as Emma Velton comes to the plate. She's 1 for 4. She singled and scored the first run for Monett. Otherwise, she's grounded out 3 times. Once to the pitcher, once to second base, and once to third base. I guess all that's left is shortstop. Comes the first pitch. And she fouls it off. Counts 0-1. Summer, Davis, and Wade are due up for Seneca in the bottom of the 10th. Seneca's hoping they only need 1 run to try and win it. There are a bunch of zeros up on that scoreboard. As here comes the 0-1 pitch. Ball is hit foul down the third base line. And the count becomes no balls and 2 strikes. Way ahead of Emma Velton now is Kinley Summer. 0-2 the count, 2 outs. Do you go off speed here? Make it close enough to try and entice her to swing. Comes an 0-2 pitch. And it's high for a ball. Tried to get her to chase a rise ball, and Velton did a good job of leaving it alone. 1-2 the count. Here on Velton. So here comes the 1-2. That pitch is low and outside. Velton did a good job of leaving it alone. She's worked it to 2-2. Want to make it close enough that she wants to nibble, but you can't. You definitely don't want this to go to 3-2. 2-2 the count here on the leadoff hitter for the Lady Cubs. Here comes a 2-2 from Summer. That pitch is inside, and Velton has worked it full to 3-2. Don't want anybody to get on at any point, because at this point, any base runner for either team has become a rally. Full count here on Velton, as both sets of fans trying to encourage their hitter or pitcher. Here comes a 3-2. That hits the outside corner for strike 3, and we head to the bottom of the 10th inning. No runs, no hits, no errors, nobody left. We head to the bottom of the 10th, still tied at 2.
KNEO would like to thank the Big Nickel for sponsoring this portion of broadcasting on 91.7 FM. The Big Nickel is an advertising shopper for thousands of different items, from automobiles and livestock to help wanted and real estate. It covers a 70-mile radius in the 4-state area and is available in area businesses each week. Located at 1931 East 20th Street, Suite 103 in Joplin, Missouri. Their telephone number is 417-624-4100.
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the 4-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
The Neosho Area Chamber of Commerce is an organization that exists to make Southwest Missouri a better place to live. That is why they are proud supporters of high school athletics. They understand that the life lessons learned from sporting competition teaches responsibility and discipline and makes our student athletes better citizens for tomorrow. Learn more about local area events online at neoshocc.com. Proud supporters of local school athletics.
Bottom 10 here in Seneca. One run would win it for the Lady Indians. They will send it up their 4, 5, and 6 hitters. It will be Kinley Summer, Rayleigh Davis, and Olivia Wade. Anybody who reaches Jolie King would come to the plate for the Lady Indians. Kinley Summer has gone 10 innings and has pitched extremely well. Kylie Wilson has matched her on the flip side for the Lady Cubs. Summer on the day 0 for 4, but all it takes is one pitch to turn your day around. Here comes the first pitch to her, and that is nubbed back to the pitcher. Throws 2 first, so 1-3 put out. And there is one down here as Rayleigh Davis comes to the plate. She's 1 for 4. She has lined out, singled, and popped out to shortstop twice. Like I said in the top half of the inning, at this point, almost any base hit or any runner becomes a rally. Community Bank and Trust, proudly serving our customers for the past 140 years. They visit their branch at 1102 South Cherokee for all your banking needs. Member FDIC and equal housing lender, proud sponsor of the Seneca Indians. Rayleigh Davis at the plate. She is 1 for 4 on the afternoon/evening. First pitch to her is high and outside for a ball, and the count's 1-0. What little wind there was earlier seems like it's gone now. Of course, I'm inside a press box, so it's a little hard to say. So that pitch is high and outside. The count's 2-0. It's got to be in your sweet spot for you to want to swing it if you're Davis. 2-0 the count. And that pitch is high, and the count's 3-0. I think she had a 3-ball count on her. She had a 3-1 count on her in the 6th and popped out to shortstop. Probably taking here 3-0. Because Seneca's just looking for a base runner, which would be the winning run. And that's high for ball 4. I think that's only the second walk of the game by Wilson. As a 1-out base runner for Olivia Wade. Wade was hit by a pitch the last inning. We'll see if Abigail Elliott will run for Rayleigh Davis. We have our courtesy runner out there for Seneca. Abigail Elliott will run for Rayleigh Davis. A 1-out base runner for Seneca. Wade 0 for 3, hit by a pitch in the 8th inning. I think that's the 8th. To see if a potential bunt play is on. Rodriguez is thinking that's potentially what could happen as well. She does square. It's bunted, but it's bunted foul. And the count is no balls and a strike. See if she tries to bunt once again with 1 strike on her. 0-1 the count. One out here. You're trying to bunt towards that first base side. It's bunted, and it's bunted foul. The count is 0-2. So now Wade will have to swing away. 0-2 the count. As here comes an 0-2 pitch from Wilson. That's high for a ball. The count's 1-2. Jolie King is on deck. She has an infield single. I got the tying run a board, and she eventually came around and scored in that 7th. She's 1 for 4. You have to think both these pitchers probably tiring. So that pitch is in there for a strike. Throw back behind Elliott, who's back safely, and they call time. Does Elliott. Actually, that was strike 3. So Wade is out on strikes, and there's 2 outs now for Jolie King.
And now batting for Seneca.
King 1 for 4 on the afternoon. 2 strikeouts, pop out, and an infield single. So that first pitch hits the outside corner. Counts 0-1. The 0-1 swung on and missed. And the count becomes no balls and 2 strikes. McDonald County, that was a baseball game, but McDonald County and East Newton went 18 innings a couple years ago in baseball, and I don't want to come anywhere near close to that. That ball is poked in the air over the shortstop's head. It's a single, and runners are at first and second for Seneca as Ava Berry will come to the plate. Berry has done a good job of fighting here. She reached on an error in right fielder that then eventually got to third, grounded out to the pitcher her last time up. A single could potentially win the game. So here comes the first pitch to Berry. That is outside for a ball, and the count is 1-0. One ball and no strikes here on Ava Berry. Here comes the 1-0 pitch. Popped up in the air. The pitcher is the only one that sees it, and she will snag it. And we head to the 11th inning. We are tied at 2.
Huddle Springs Church of Christ is bringing you today's ball game. They're a family-friendly church located just a few miles outside Seneca at 19306 Huddle Springs Road. With Sunday morning and evening worship services as well as midweek services on Wednesdays, check out huddlespringschurchofchrist.org for more information about all the classes and fellowships they offer throughout the week. Huddle Springs Church of Christ, where they say, "We want to go to heaven with you." Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
If you're a weekend warrior who likes to go, 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 don't let pain put the brakes on your pace. When you need help with an injury that keeps you from moving, you want an orthopedic team with a proven track record. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine is nationally recognized, and were recently named CareCheck's #1 hospital in the market and top 10% hospital in the state for hip fracture repair. Freeman Orthopedics and Sports Medicine, the experience you need to keep pace with life.
2, 3, and 4 coming to the plate here for Monett as we hit the 11th inning. Kylie Wilson, Brylan Doss, and Camilla Rodriguez are the 3 due up here against Kinley Summer. Summer has pitched extremely well here this evening. 10 innings in the books already for her. 2 runs given up, only one of them is earned. Wilson on the day, 1 for 4. She singled in the 8th, but was stranded at third base. Trying to bunt her way on and puts the bat back, and the count's 1-0. I have run out of box scores, so I'm having to improvise on what I do here. The scoreboard has reset as well as we hit the 11th inning. 1-0 the count here on Wilson. Here comes the 1-0. That hits the outside corner, and the count is 1-1. Leadoff hitter in the inning for Monett. It's the number 2 hitter in their batting order. As Summer faces her counterpart Wilson, who's pitched just as well. Here comes the 1-1. That's high. Tried to go off speed and left it a little bit high. 2-1 the count. As here comes the 2-1. That 2-1 pitch is hit sharply through the left side. The leadoff single, and it gets by Josie Andrews. Runner will be at second, and out of the way to third base. It is a single, and then the 2-base error allow her to get all the way to third base on the E7. As Brylan Doss will come to the plate for Monett. That go-ahead run now 60 feet away. Doss, 2 for 4 on the day. She singled in the 8th. As now you're desperately looking for a couple strikeouts here if you're Kinley Summer. So here comes the first pitch as they pull the bat back, and the count's 1-0. I don't know if they're trying to safety squeeze here or not. It's an interesting decision with nobody out and your number 3 hitter up. So here comes the 1-0. That ball is hit on a hop to third. Fakes the runner out, throws to first in time. Excellent job there by Ava Berry to look Wilson back to the bag and fires to first. And there's one down here as Camila Rodriguez comes to the plate. She's 1 for 4. And that might be why they're trying a safety squeeze potentially. Good job there by Berry to field it and then look the runner back and still get the runner out at first by half a step. Swung on and missed by Rodriguez, and the count is no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count here on Rodriguez. As here comes the 0-1 pitch. That pitch is outside, so the count is 1-1. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 out here in the top of the 11th. As Summer looking for the sign. Finds one she likes. Here comes the 1-1. Safety squeeze, and it's missed, and now you could potentially, and I believe the count is 1-2. But Seneca catches a little bit of a break there. The count's 1-2. 1 ball and 2 strikes. And the count's 1-2. Oh, they said she did pull back, and the count's 2-1. And they are going to ask and see if she did, and she did not pull back, so the count is 1-2 and not 2-1. Seneca got a little bit of a break there in the fact that it hit, I think, the home plate umpire. 1-2 the count here on Rodriguez. Here comes a 1-2. That pitch is hit to third. Only play is to first. And safe at first base. And taking second on the play is Rodriguez. as the go-ahead run will come in and score as Monett makes it 3-2. E5 on the play. The run was going to come in and score anyways on the fielder's choice, but able to take second on the wide throw as that ball was not hit hard enough for them to get that run at home. As the runner is at second in Rodriguez. That first pitch is low for a ball, and the count is 1-0 on Gianna Kavnar. So 2 errors in the inning have allowed the go-ahead run to score for Monett. As here comes a 1-0 pitch. That pitch is dribbled down that first baseline foul. So the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count. One ball, 1 strike, 1 out. As here comes a 1-1 pitch is coming. And that pitch is inside. The count's 2-1. Still only 1 out in the inning with a second run at second base. So here comes the 1-1. That pitch is outside. Counts 3-1. 3-1 the count here on Kavnar. Still only 1 out in the inning. As here comes a 3-1 pitch. And that is outside. Oh, that is on the outside corner. The count is full at 3-2. You want to leave that run or stranded at second, so that way you only need 1 run to tie it in the bottom half of the 11th. Three and two the count. Here comes. Oh. It is a full count here. There is only 1 out. As here comes a 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed for strike 3, and now there are 2 gone. As Kenzie Waterman will come to the plate. Waterman 0 for 4 on the day, 3 strikeouts and a ground out.
Now batting for Monett. Number 2, Kenzie Waterman.
So 2 outs here in the top of the 11th. That ball is poked down the right field line, foul. So the count's 0-1. A single and a couple of errors have allowed go-ahead run to come in for Monett. Seneca will have 9, 1, and 2 coming to the plate in their half of the 11th. 0-1 the count here on Waterman. As here comes an 0-1. That is inside, and the count is 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count. With 2 outs here in the top of the 11th inning from Seneca. As here comes the 1-1. And that is outside for a ball. And the count moves to 2 balls and a strike. 2 outs here in the top of the 11th. 1 run in for Monett. have another insurance run sitting at second base that Seneca's trying to strand there. As here comes a 1-1 pitch. That ball is nubbed down the first baseline foul, and the count moves to 1-2 strikes. Nine, 1-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Kinsey Waterman. As here comes the 2-2. That ball is poked up in the air, and King can't snag it. It's an infield single, and they're going to fake the throw back to third. I think that was a little bit of indecision by Jamrose that caused King to not go for it fully. So Olivia Ernest will come to the plate for the Lady Cubs. Ernest 1 for 4 on the day, a single and 3 ground outs. You just need an out here if you're Seneca. You don't care how. So here comes the first pitch to Ernest. Ball is hammered down the right field line foul. It's going to fall out of play. The count's 0-1. Seneca and McDonald County tomorrow night from Anderson football-wise. 6:15 pregame show. 7 o'clock first pitch. I hope I'm not still here in Seneca at that point. 0-1 the count here on Ernest. 2 outs here, top 11th. 1 run in so far for the Lady Cubs. So here comes the 0-1. Ball is hit on a hop to King. King fields it and throws out the runner. A 4-3 putout. And that will end the inning. For Monett in the inning, they got 1 run on 2 base hits. There was 2 errors, and they strand 2. Head to the bottom of the 11th. It is 3-2 McDonald County.
Marine Center Incorporated is a sponsor of Seneca Athletics. In business since 1979, they offer Mercury and Suzuki motors, along with low boats as well as boat repairs. Located at 4961 Highway 43 in Joplin, Missouri, open Monday through Friday 9 to 5, Saturday 9 to 12, and closed on Sunday. For more information, the phone number is 417-781-7450 or online at marinecenterjoplin.com. The Marine Center Incorporated, where the slogan is, Your Family Boating Headquarters. Cedar Lane Farm and Garden at 143 Cherokee Avenue in Seneca is your local feed dealer and a supporter of Seneca Indian sports. Offering vet, livestock, and pet products, Cedar Lane also carries a full line of farm and garden supplies. For more information, contact Cedar Farm and Garden on Cherokee Avenue in Seneca today. The number is 417-776-8231. Open Monday through Friday, 8 a.m. to 5:30 p.m. and Saturday, 8 a.m. through 2 p.m. for your convenience. Go Indians!
Mid-America Specialty Markets of Seneca is a supporter of the Seneca Indians, and they're proud to bring you today's game. They provide insurance services for the 4-state area, including home, auto, life, and agribusiness. Located at 910 Washington Avenue in Seneca, they are licensed in Missouri, Oklahoma, Arkansas, and Kansas. Learn more today at midminsurance.com or call 417-451-9177. Mid-America Specialty Markets. Protecting your business and family is our specialty.
Seneca will send their 9-1-2 to the plate here in the 11th inning. So Adamari Rodriguez will start the inning, then Abby Jamrose and Cordy Hancock for the Lady Indians. Lady Indians need 1 run to send this to a 12th inning. 2 runs to end the ball game. Here's Rodriguez. will step into the box here for Seneca. That first pitch is in there for a strike. The count is 0-1. 11 innings pitched for Kinley Summer, and she fortunately is in line for a loss. So that pitch is outside for a ball, and the count's 1-1. Just trying to find a way to get yourself on any way possible. Here comes a 1-1. So that ball is shot foul towards the Seneca dugout. The count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Nobody out here in the bottom of the 11th on what has been a very good softball game here. Seneca trying to improve to a 4-game winning streak. Monett trying to snap a 4-game losing streak. Comes a 1-2. That pitch is in there for a called strike 3. And there's one down here for Abby Jamrose. Jamrose 1 for 3 on the afternoon. She has been hit by a pitch, intentionally walked. She's also lined out and popped out. So here comes the first pitch to Jamrose, and that's outside for a ball. The count's 1-0. Cordy Hancock on deck for Seneca. And here comes the 1-0. That pitch is inside, and the count's 2-0. Two balls and no strikes here on Jamrose. Comes the 2-0. That hits the inside corner, and the count is 2 balls and 1 strike. 2-1 the count. Wilson looking for a sign. Here comes a 2-1 pitch from her. That ball hit to the right side. Second baseman boots it. And the tying run is on base for the Lady Indians and Abby Jamrose on the E4. As Cordy Hancock will come to the plate here with 1 out. That was a sharply hit ball to the right side. The second baseman couldn't field it for Monett. That's Millie Villa. Hancock has 1 home run on the day. A second one would end it. It's the first pitch. Ball is shot to right field line. It's curving foul. And the count is no balls and 1 strike. Josie Andrews on deck for the Lady Indians. 0-1 the count here on Hancock. As here comes an 0-1 pitch from Wilson. The ball is in the dirt, not far enough away for Jamrose to get to second. She was heading back towards first. The ball got away a little bit from the catcher, Velton. It's 2-1 the count. Here comes the 2-1. That's outside, and the count is 3 balls and a strike, I believe. So here comes that pitch. Ball popped up in the air. Catcher can't find it. And the count, we'll see. But Cordy Hancock has another life here. Velton unable to find the bag. It is 2-2. 2 balls and 2 strikes here on Hancock. So here comes the 2-2 pitch. That pitch is inside, and the count is full at 3-2. Wilson going to have to deliver one here with a strike zone. 3-2 the count. Here comes the 3-2 pitch. That ball is hit up the line, and it's going to roll just foul. Wilson did a smart thing there because she wasn't going to have a play at first base, and it rolls just foul. Hancock does get a piece of it to keep herself alive, but the count remains full at 3-2. Wilson on the rubber. Hancock in the box. Here comes another 3-2 pitch. That ball is blooped in the air, foul, but the third baseman can't get there. So we'll do it again, at least one more time. Count remains 3-2. The more you see it, the better chance you have of hitting it. Look in by Wilson, now looks to her armband. Here comes another 3-2 pitch. Back up the middle, and the shortstop makes a diving effort and tags the bag. Excellent play by the shortstop there. And Brylan Doss, it's a 6-3 putout. And there are two down now as Josie Andrews comes to the plate. And they're going to make sure that the shortstop is okay as well on that diving effort. As Josie Andrews will come to the plate for Seneca. Andrews has walked, been hit by a pitch, and struck out 3 times. That was an excellent effort play there by Brylan Doss at shortstop. Made a great play, saved a hit, and also saved runners at first and second with 1 out. See if Cordy Hancock tries to get to second base at some point. 2 down here in the bottom of the 11th inning. As here comes the first pitch to Andrews. Popped in the air, foul. That's going to get behind the screen, and the count is no balls and a strike. 0-1 the count. You're just looking to find a way to get to your next player in the lineup. 0-1 is low. The count moves to 1 ball and 1 strike. 1-1 the count here. As here comes the 1-1 pitch. That ball is laced, but right to the third baseman, and that will end the game. Monett wins this one by a final score of 3-2 in 11 innings. Monett improves to 9-16 overall. They finish 4-6 in Big 8 play. Seneca finishes the regular season at 8-13 and 3-7 in Big 8 play. The postgame show is sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District after this quick timeout here on the KNEO Sports Network.
Crowder College, your future, our focus. At Crowder College, we have 6 convenient locations in Southwest Missouri and online programs to fit your needs. Flexible scheduling provides a pathway to a career or the opportunity to transfer to a 4-year university in a variety of programs. Cheer for the Rough Riders at athletic events. Use the Missouri A+ Scholarship Program for free tuition and common fees. At Crowder College, your future is our focus. Apply today at crowder.edu.
The Seneca R7 School District is proud to support the student athletes and coaches competing in this game. High school activities help students learn life values such as hard work, dedication, and teamwork. The Seneca R7 School District is honored to serve such a great community and wants to thank all the Indian fans for their great support. The Seneca R7 School District. Tradition, pride, class.
Getting to heaven isn't just about putting enough good on one side of the scale to balance the bad on the other. It's about fulfilling a death penalty, the one we deserve for our rebellion against God. None of the great moralities or great religions can pay the death penalty for our sin. Only Jesus Christ's death on the cross can do that. You have to look to Him as the only one who can save you. To learn more, call 888-NEED-HIM. That's 888-NEED-HIM.
And we welcome you back for the final time as Monett wins this one by a final score of 3-2 in 11 innings. For the Lady Cubs, 3 runs, 8 hits, 3 errors. They strand 7. For Seneca, 2 runs, 6 hits, 3 errors, and they strand 12. Kylie Wilson picks up the win, 11 innings, 6 hits, 2 runs, 1 earned, 2 walks, 15 strikeouts. Kinley Summer takes a tough luck loss for the Lady Indians. 11 innings, 8 hits, 3 runs, only 1 earned, no walks, and 7 strikeouts. The post-game show is sponsored by Crowder College and the Seneca School District. Our next Seneca broadcast will be softball-wise in the district tournament next Wednesday evening as the 4 seed. They will face the 5 seed, these Lady Cubs. And if tonight is any indication, you need to bring some heartburn medicine on next Wednesday night. That game will be in Cassville. Start time scheduled for 6 p.m. That game you'll be able to find on the Seneca YouTube page as well as the KNEO website for that contest. Due to MSHA rules, there will be no video stream. It will be audio only. I'm Ben Wolcott saying so long here from Seneca. We thank you so much for watching high school softball here on the KNEO, Seneca Indian Sports Network.
This has been a live production of KNEO Sports. This broadcast may not be reproduced or retransmitted without the express written consent of KNEO Sports Network. This has been a sporting outreach of KNEO Sports Network, reaching into communities to make a difference for eternity.